Everybody, there we go. Let's click on the right button and actually appear on the screen. Welcome to the Sunday Superstream. It's not Saturday, it's Sunday, so it must be the Sunday Superstream. A good old afternoon of football to be had today. We are about to kick off in Bristol City versus Millwall. In fact, we probably have kicked off in Bristol City versus Millwall. I've got that on the red button on my screen, and all the rest of the games are down the bottom there. A bit of a weird schedule. We've got this one championship game, then the rest of the championship games go at 2 o'clock with the Premier League games, then 2 League One games go at 3 o'clock, and then Chelsea versus Liverpool goes at 4:30. So all a little bit staggered. Let me know which game you are going to be watching. We'll try and keep our eyes across everything. We can have a proper good focus on Bristol City and Millwall on the red button for the first 30, 45 minutes of the show. And then we'll dive in and we'll start looking at team news for the 2 p.m. But let me know what your plans are this afternoon, what you're going to be watching. I know a lot of the TV coverage is going to be dominated, obviously, by Chelsea and Liverpool later on. We'll be done by then, I presume. But you let me know what you think and what's going to be happening and your thoughts on this afternoon's games. I'll dive into the comments. Do say hello and, fill us in on your plans for the afternoon. And a happy new year, of course. Let me just bat through these teams. Bristol City versus Millwall is the first game of the day, already kicked off. For Bristol City, no Bentley in goal again. He's on the bench, though. O'Leary in goal. Viner, Callas, Towler, Pring. James in central midfield. We think in a 4-1-4-1. I'll check the formations in a minute. Vyman, Scott, Benarous, and O'Dowda Semenyo up top for Bristol City. For Millwall, who I think are still fairly short of players. We'll check when we have a look at their bench. Bialkowski in goal. Hutchison, Pearce, Cooper. McNamara, Wallace, Saville, Mitchell, Ojo, Bradshaw, Phoebe. So even though they have been short of players, Millwall still able to put out a nice, strong first team. When you look at the benches, though, a bit of a disparity. Much stronger for Bristol City on the bench. Bentley, Atkinson, De Silva, Masengo, Wells, Conway and Martin. Very good bench, actually, for Bristol City. For Millwall, Long, Evans, Malone, Smith, Boateng and Lovelace. Obviously, Lovelace attracted a lot of headlines, didn't he? 15 years old, and he got on right at the end of the win at Coventry for Millwall, who plug a free kick into the box. Double flick on a Phobe's there, trying to get on the end of it. Looked very similar to the goal they scored, actually, at Coventry. And we should mention, of course, Phobe was a former Bristol City player. I wonder how different things would have been at Bristol City for Lee Johnson. Was it Lee Johnson who had him? I think it was, wasn't he? They have been able to get him on the pitch with his cruciate ligament very early into the season. Is that 1920? I think it was. Lee Johnson's last season, I guess, wasn't it? There we go. There's the league table. Millwall, a win for them. Potential upside, you can see, to go to 36. So possibly could go as high as 8th as Phoebe runs into the channel again here, and O'Leary sticks it out of play. Bristol City, upside for them. They can go on to 30 and above. Luton, as I said last time out. Millwall won at Coventry. Unlikely win, we think, considering we didn't think the game was going to happen. Bristol City lost at home to QPR in the 93rd minute. They've done that a few times this season, haven't they? Right, let's say some hellos in the chat. Lots of comments here. Aqua, 7 products from the Bristol City Academy in today. Yeah. Whatever you say about their balance sheets, both Bristol City and Darby, very good record of promoting players through from the youth team. Welcome, Annie. Welcome, Owen. Mr. Ipswich Town, there he is. Baz, welcome. Millwall, welcome. Mill, Andy. Will, do you have any idea if all the championship games are on a red button tomorrow? I'm not entirely sure. They all are today, pretty much, aren't they? How many have we got today? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, actually, I only think 2 of them are at 3. I know West Brom and Cardiff is. What we'll do at 2 p.m., We'll probably switch over to Brentford and Villa. That's the dearly departed derby for me, and we'll go Sky Sports News. But we can do a triple screen here if I involve my phone on Sky Sports News. Put it that way. David, fantastic New Year to you too, my friend. WhiteHartDane, he says he's going to be focusing on Brentford Villa. Wayne, welcome. Jimmy, welcome. Phil, welcome. Sky Sports Red Phatthananan here. I think I'm on Sky Sports News. I think I'm on Gillette. Free kick goes in straight down O'Leary's throat. Looks like Millwall just edged the first few minutes possession-wise. Nothing really to territory-wise rather than possession. Nothing really to write home about. Although here comes a Bristol City attack played down the left-hand side. Pring well forward wins a throw-in. Jake, needless to say, I'm bricking it a bit today. Why is that, Jake? Is this a Leeds-Burnley thought? Another dearly departed side there. Leeds are going to be on at 2 p.m. playing against Burnley. That is a big game. Anything else in the chat here? Carlos has COVID for town. He's not the only manager struggling with COVID. Jurgen Klopp apparently is not going to be around for Liverpool today. Right, let's try and do a bit of focus on this game here. Semenyo knocks it off for Scott down the left. Restart for Millwall. Throw in the right back area, which Hutchison's going to take. 6 gone, 0-0. Tossed in, headed away by Tjelta. It's in the box. Białkowski, horrible kick by Białkowski. Returned with interest over his head. And Bristol City have the lead. It is Andy Weimann again. I think that's double figures for him this season. Really poor clearance by Bart Białkowski in the goal for Millwall. Weimann does well. He's just basically got to get any kind of height on that shot. And he knows if he hits the target, he scores because the Millwall keeper completely out of position there. Hits it quite hard, actually. Doesn't float it in. But it's an early goal in the Superstream to Bristol City. And Andy Weimann, who's been one of the better Bristol City players this season, has scored it. And it's only not even 10 past 1, and we've got our first goal today. Weimann is the goal scorer. Bristol City 1, Millwall 0. Białkowski won't be very pleased with that, but it is what it is. And Bristol City have the lead. They've been here before, haven't they, at home? They led against QPR in midweek. Can they go on and get some points today? Where they've failed before at home. They've got the best start possible. They're in the lead within 7 minutes. Weimann, I'm pretty sure that is double figures for the season. He scores a lot of doubles. I did a bit of work on him, actually. I know he's got 4 doubles and a single, so I'm pretty certain that's 10 for the season. Let me give you some proper numbers for Andy Weimann. 24 starts, 10 goals, 4 assists, moved around the front positions as well. It's been a good performance by Weimann over this season for Bristol City. He continues that today, and he gives the Robins the lead on 7 minutes. Get your thoughts in on that. We did not have to wait long for a goal. Also, get your comments in on any other games coming up, particularly those 2 o'clock ones. So all of those Premier League games going in at 2 o'clock and the remaining Championship games. Those 2 League One games, Morecambe, Doncaster, Shrewsbury, Sheff Wednesday, is going to be 3 o'clock starts. In the Premier League, Brentford Villa will be our focus of those games with the dearly departed angle. Everton, Brighton, Leeds, Burnley, big one for Leeds. Saints, Newcastle postponed. Chelsea, Liverpool is the 4:30 start, which is going to get a gargantuan huge TV audience, that one, isn't it? Bristol City already lead 1-0. Weimann lobbing the ball in after Białkowski's poor clearance. He snapped it out really well, though. Birmingham play QPR at 2. Blackburn, Huddersfield, West Brom, Cardiff. Before I go to your comments, let's just have a look at the live league table because it will look good from a Bristol City point of view. As things stand, up they go to 14th spot. Back-to-back defeats for the Robins. So looking good. Although here's a Forde chasing in, a Forde trying to get in behind. He tried to kind of cushion that through with his right thigh. Just got too much on it. Two bigger thigh muscles there. A Forde, bit of a heavy touch. Softer feet there and softer thighs, certainly. And he would have been in behind. Let's have a go and have a look at some comments. Happy chappy, Annie. Absolutely. Baz, Liverpool better not win. I can't stand it. There we go. Wow. There you go. Sorry, Millwall. The Lions are behind, but good spirit performances from them, particularly last week. Maybe they will be back in. Luke, do I think Bournemouth Yeovil will go ahead on the 8th? God, don't even know whether anything will go ahead on the 3rd, let alone the 8th, Luke. We'll have to see with the testing. Should play goal music on the keyboard. I've said for the longest time, I need to get some kind of speaker for that. Afternoon, Stephen. Welcome along. Afternoon, Jake as well. I'm very well, other than I had a bit of a sleepless night on the neck. Struggling with my neck today. So if you see me do this a lot, normally it just gets better during the day. So, but far be it for me to do this, but I'm going to. Let me just pop a pill right in front of your faces, hey? Do not try this at home, kids. There we go. All in the name of the stream and my comfort. If anyone wants to recommend me a new chair, I've got this old kind of IKEA one. I don't know. Can we invest a bit of money in a more comfy chair? I think that might be a bad idea, mightn't it? Here comes Vyman again for Bristol City down the right. Well positioned. Just runs that one out of play. So look, plenty of interest in the championship later on. We bring up that live league table so you can see the movers and the shakers today. So Birmingham and QPR, that one, QPR will be heading, or hoping to be heading back in to the playoff positions with a win. Blackburn and Huddersfield. Blackburn, any kind of points with Fulham's postponement issues will put them in the automatic promotion places. Unbelievable. Huddersfield, they're sick though. Trying to get Semenyo in there. Who was that? Pearce steps out and clears away. O'Leary does well there to get there ahead of Fode. The ball going from one end to the other very, very quickly. The other game is West Brom and Cardiff. West Brom will be hoping, well, they'll hope that Blackburn are not going to do anything today, but regardless of whatever Blackburn do, West Brom know that a win will put them 1 point off Fulham as well. So things could close up a little bit in that top 6. Woof. Never heard anyone pronounce Ikea before like that. Zlatan says it's Ikea. So I'm just copying the master. I always try and trigger people with pronunciation. I find it quite funny anyway. Not saying that you're triggered though, Damon, of course. Try a gaming chair, Ben. Things are designed for large people. Yeah, that might be a bad idea, that. Actually, gaming chairs are amazing. Well, there we go. It seems that every time you're on, I have a can in my hand. Well, cheers. Cheers to that, Nottingham Forest catch. Should I watch Brentford Villa, Everton Brighton, or Leeds Burnley? We'll put that to the chat. Personally, selfishly, I know we're going to have lots of people watch Leeds because we always do. I'm going to watch Brentford Villa. So I'd quite like you to watch Everton Brighton if you don't mind. But there you go. Is that a... Yes, Ethan. I'm out of Pepsi. I asked Shaylee nicely if I could have one of them. Then their Diet Cokes, and I'm having one. Afternoon, Dave. Brought a gaming chair recently. Dare I ask how much? How much does a gaming chair cost then? Am I going to be able to afford this with a 4-month-old baby and a missus on maternity leave? O'Dowda heads on. Bristol City leading in this one. Hutchison passes it back to Białkowski. Stick your foot through it, Bart. There we go. Mistake by Białkowski for the goal. Two things can be true here. Poor kick by Białkowski. Good finish by Vyman. Good focus from Vyman as well. Just didn't need to do anything spectacular. Just loft that into the net. And that's exactly what he did. Okay. Well, I can't afford that. Put it that way. That might be more likely. There we go. A big header clear by Tjelta. A big chance for him today in at centre back for Bristol City. Now, you know me, I don't want to beat up on any player, especially not young players, but Tjelta had a bit of a struggle. I remember him playing some games at the start of last season, if I'm remembering correctly, under Dean Holden. And I think it was, no, I'm thinking of Taylor Moore. Sorry, apologies to Riley Tjelta. I'm getting totally confused here. There we go. Throw in. Thank you for all your chair advice. I need something that will support my neck, I think, is the key. Being the old man that I am. Happy New Year, everybody. Hey. He got torn apart by Ismail Assar, did poor Tjelta. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, Ismail Assar, in terms of pure acceleration, I'm struggling to think of a player with better acceleration. I can think of faster players, but 0 to 1,000 in about 2 seconds, Sar. Just ridiculously hard to mark, isn't he? This one into the channel looking for Vyman. I'm sure the Millwall player got touched on that, didn't he? No. Goal kick to Millwall, who are a goal behind. Gaming chairs coming next support. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Bristol City winning. Can they hold on? Is the question every Bristol City fan has already asked themselves about 10 times. Hey? Do they make chairs small England for you? Small England? Might need to get it customized. Small enough. That shouldn't be a problem then, should it? Hey, if I'm short ass. Here is Murray Wallace. It's back inside. They've done a lot of attacking here. Shot a goal from George Saville over the bar. Goalers knocked the stuffing out of Millwall a bit. I didn't think it started badly, actually. But a good finish from Vyman. And Millwall just taken a little while to reset and get back in there. Morecambe fan. I actually think that Blackburn will lose today. Huddersfield to continue their run. Never mind Blackburn, Morecambe fan. Tell us about Morecambe. And are you going to Spurs? And who is it today for Morecambe? Is it Doncaster? Or was it Shrewsbury? I can't remember who was playing who. Let me just check my... it's going to come up on the ticker. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear about Morecambe. We always talk about Cole Stockton as well, don't we, on the channel? Here come Bristol City over halfway. Nice and direct, Bristol City. Not direct in a hoofy way, but, you know, they're trying to get the ball into channels nice and early and put pressure on Millwall in this first 15 minutes or so. It's worked, hasn't it? You have to say that. Come on, Darby, says Michael. And Damon. Derby play tomorrow, guys. I'm sure we're going to get lots of come on derbies tomorrow. The magic of the FA Cup. Any ideas who will be watching? I had some ideas about this. I'd be interested in your guys' thoughts. Who have we got in the FA Cup? Swindon and Man City on Friday night. I'm possibly not going to catch that. I might be down in Ipswich, unfortunately. Saturday, definitely Millwall and Palace. That sounds lots of fun. And then we're thinking about a Superstream with the 5:30 games. West Ham and Leeds possibly on the Sunday. Man United and Villa possibly on the Monday as well. Morecambe landing next week. Yeah, it's such a great draw that for Morecambe. Good club. First year in League One and nice payday away at Spurs. And look, if you can get anywhere near to them, great. But if not, take the money and spend it wisely is all I would say. Luke, did I see Tierney got taken off? Did he? I don't know. Poor guy. He's had a tough old couple of weeks, hasn't he? Especially as it pertains to Liverpool, but there we go. Any Huddersfield fans in the chat? We normally have a couple. Lewis. Here's Hutchison. Afobe gets it taken off him. Saville charging forward again. Shot blocked. It's poor tackle by Jake Cooper. He's going to get yellow card for that. Silly one, actually, that. Long way into the opponent's half. I know the chat has been very fed up with tactical fouls recently, but Cooper could have made a more tactical foul there and probably not got booked. But yellow card for big Jake Cooper. 20 minutes into this one. So if I'm Nigel Pearson and I've got Andy Vyman at my disposal, I'm going to switch him to whichever side Jake Cooper is and get him to run behind him every 2 seconds. Oh, here comes Semenyo trying to break through. Semenyo into the box, drives the shot straight at Białkowski. Chance. Chance there for Antoine Semenyo. Difficult angle, but he does in the end put the shot straight at Białkowski. He would have needed something decent, early, hard and direct, low into the far corner there. But good player, Semenyo, probably capable of it. Forest linked with re-signing Chema Rodriguez. Well, they need fullbacks, don't they, Alfie? They absolutely do. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Luke, watching Bournemouth on the red button at the weekend. Come and join us if that's at the same time as I'm on. Morecambe fan, hoping for us to get Spurs. There you go. They're the ones everyone wants, don't they? Spurs, Arsenal, Man United. Who's got the biggest stadium? I think we're going to see the goal again, actually, on Sky Sports News. It's only my second look. Yeah, it's really poor from Białkowski. It's actually really good from Vyman. He has 3 touches. 1 to block the ball. 2 off his knee, which sets it perfectly. In fact, I'm going to get a replay. 1, 2. I haven't given him enough credit for that, actually. It's a really good goal by Vyman. He's not got long, and he made it look easier than it was, is all I'll say. 3 quick touches, 1 to control. The second touch off the knee is really good, actually, with the left, not the knee, but the left thigh. Tees it up and volleys it in over Białkowski. Really decent goal by Vyman. Brilliant run by Callas to put the ball through to Semenyo. Absolutely. I actually had Callas and Eras. If I was going to take anybody from Bristol City, he would possibly be the one. Just a international class 28-year-old centre-back ready to go. We're all thinking about Newcastle in the transfer window, aren't we? We think they're the most likely to be signing people. Saville to Cooper. Cooper steps over halfway. Wallace. Oh, what a cross in by Murray Wallace, and Bradshaw heads it in the equaliser. And a really lovely left wing cross by Murray Wallace there, who's essentially a centre-half converted to full-back, converted to wing-back. Really good goal in terms of the assist there. Swings it across. And Tom Bradshaw, who got the goal, didn't he, at Coventry in midweek. Millwall haven't really been in it for the last 10 minutes, but it's a bit of quality from Wallace there from left wing-back. And they get the equaliser. Interesting game, this one so far. Bristol City 1, Millwall 1. 23 gone. Get your thoughts on that. Lovely cross from a relatively deep position there. Saville played it across. It went down the line to Wallace. And his cross was headed in by Bradshaw. When I saw it going in, you'd think he'd be looking for a phobie. But Bradshaw, good 6-yard box player. And he gets the equalising goal on 23 minutes. Bristol City 1, Millwall 1. Worth. Riley Tjelta struggling with that. Maybe so. Let me have a look at a replay when it comes down here. It's a great cross, though, isn't it? You have to admit that. Both teams to score. Get in there. Well done. If you're on that, obviously, please gamble responsibly, and I would highly recommend our friends Betfair.com if you're going to. Ben, please give us 3 points. When is that? That was that was the opening day of the season. 2-2 draw between Ipswich and Morecambe, where League One was introduced to Cole Stockton, who scored twice in that game. Here come Bristol City down the left-hand side. Good carry by Pring. Good pass, actually, looking for O'Dowda. And then good defending by McNamara, who's drawn a foul off O'Dowda. Could play all round, really, there. Bristol City 1, Millwall 1. We'll start looking at team news at half-time in this one. And then we're probably going to stick Brentford and Villa on the other screen. Plenty of stuff to keep our eyes on. I should say, and I'll tell myself off now for not doing this, please hit the like button. If you are in the chat right now, if you're interacting with the stream and you're not just listening along or watching along whilst you're watching the football today, please hit the thumbs up button on YouTube, Twitter or Facebook. Really helps get things moving with the stream. And hopefully we can push our numbers and ultimately reach as many subscribers as possible, which is always the plan. 20,217 subscribers on the channel. Brilliant stuff. Thanks to each and every one. I wanted to read Stephen's comment. Where did that go? Stephen, happy with the signing of Aaron Connolly. How do you think he'll do for us? Depends where Wilder plays him, doesn't it? Nice 50-50 winner there by Towler at the back for Bristol City. Right, I'm just going to take another look at the goal here. It's Cooper who plays it down the line. Annie is right. Towler does lose Bradshaw. It's a very good cross. Again, we're in two things can be true mode there. In terms of Aaron Connolly, Stephen at Middlesbrough, he's played quite far forward for Brighton, hasn't he? So whether he's deployed off the front or up the top or a little bit further back or not, who knows? Looks like he's actually belting it down with rain. Just in one of the poor guys in the disabled, just sticking his brolly up there at Ashton Gate. I assume there's not that much cover down at the front of the stand there. So, yeah, looks like the heavens have just opened down in BS3, is it? In Ashton Gate. Here comes Ojo. Ojo plays it through. Here's a Forde. Is that going to be a penalty? The yellow card has come out, and I think we have a penalty to Bristol. To Millwall, excuse me. The referee is just explaining the rules to the Millwall players. If it was a deliberate attempt to play the ball, which I think it was, that is not a red card, but we are going to get a penalty to Millwall. It was a beautiful slip through by Shea Ojo. A Forde went through. The yellow card has come out. Forgive me, we don't get any replays on the red button. It wasn't a red card. There was a very deliberate attempt to play the ball from what I saw. So I think it's the right decision, contrary to what the Millwall fans, Millwall players were saying. Referee Hooper, I think, has made the right call. And Benica Forde against his former club from the spot. Straight run up. Which foot's he going to go with here? He steps twice to the left. He's going to go right-footed. Forde stutters and it works a treat. And he sends O'Leary for a hot dog, really, there. O'Leary gets done by the stutter. And the ball is stuck into the corner. Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. What a turnaround. 3 goals already in this game. And Millwall have the lead. Bit of quality by Ojo in the build-up. I haven't seen a replay, so I'll judge myself by the same standard as referees. From my one look at that, from the lofty position up in the main stand where the hard camera is, it looked like a penalty and it looked like a yellow card, but I'll reserve judgment until I see the replay. And I'm allowed to. I'm a fan watching on TV, for God's sake. Pay me the big money and I'll call it in real time, hey? Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. We'll hopefully go back to Courtney on Sky Sports News and she'll be able to talk us through the slow-mo of that. What a game, Andy. Yeah, what a start to the game. 2 goals and a penner. You love to see it. 3 goals. There you go. Alfie went 0-0 on this one. Don't worry, Alfie. We've all been there. Me multiple times this season. For sure. It's a good sign. Goals, goals, goals. Baz, bring it on. Bring it on. So I'm just looking over there because I've got the other screen on. Interview with Jacob Ramsey, the excellent young Villa player. But hopefully we'll get another look at that penalty incident. And see what happened. I'm 90% sure that referee Hooper has called that right in terms of the yellow card and the penalty. Do you think Pearson in trouble, Ben? There's a difference, Mark, between Pearson being in trouble and Pearson being likely to leave, because Pearson's one of the sort of managers who'll take his ball and go home rather than necessarily be sacked. I don't think Bristol City are in a position to be wanting to be firing managers. They really need some stability now after the recent changes and, you know, all of those issues that might arise from the accounts that we've just seen published. So they need some stability. Obviously, stability means you need the right guy. Whether he's the right guy or not, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But no, I don't think he is. I think they're in transition and they just want to have a bit of a reset. Right, let's have a look at this penalty. Excuse me, I'll pause for this. Oh, no, it's definite penalty. But he does make a very, very clear attempt to play the ball, so it's not a red card. Definite yellow. We're not going to get a replay. Be a bit disappointed if I was Max O'Leary, because he was done. As soon as Afobe did the dummy from the penalty, you may as well have stuck a bag of cement on the goal line, because he stepped forward. Even if he did save it, it would have been retaken anyway. There's one inside. Knocked back to O'Leary, who clears. So I think my opinion is referee's got that one pretty much bang on there. Put the mockers on City. Absolutely, hasn't it? Welcome, Hugh. Lots of Wigan talk on the Blue Monday podcast today, Hugh. Liam Richardson in particular. Points deduction to help Darby survive. Well, I think we know how those rules work, don't we? Those accounts just being published and the time it takes things to be worked out. If there was going to be any problems, it'll be next season. Remember now with the FFP, there's a very, very broad definition, if you have a look on the EFL website, of COVID costs. So I think there's going to be not a blind eye as such, but I think there's going to be dispensation for COVID. Don't forget, Bristol City made a profit 2 years ago. So the 3-year figures are not as disastrous as they might be. And obviously with the slight relaxation because of COVID, I think they'll probably be all right. I think what the Reading example has shown us, you compare the Reading and Derby examples, is the best thing you can do is just play ball with the EFL and things will get split over 2 seasons or suspended or whatnot. So, keep your eyes on it. But no, I don't think cataclysmic trouble there in terms of FFP. Who knows? Foul in the centre circle by Bradshaw. 33 gone. I like that. New year, same old City. What, taking the lead and going behind? Absolutely. And it's not like Millwall have been, you have to say, it's a very good attacking performance from Millwall. They've essentially had 2 moments of quality. Ojo's through ball to get a Phobian for the penalty and Wallace's cross for Bradshaw, and they scored from both of them. So it's been a very efficient attacking performance from Millwall. David, I've had a mare with my predictions this way round, as I have Rona. I missed this week's deadline. Don't worry, David. There's been an issue with Football 365, and no one's been able to make their predictions this week. So we're going to have a good push to get people back on next week. But unfortunately, this was reported on Christmas Eve, and then I reported it again on New Year's Day morning, but we couldn't get the guy that can do the fix sorted. Phil, do you think if Darby sell any players in Jan, they lose any chance they have of surviving? Depend who the players are, but yes, I agree with your overarching point, Phil. If the wrong players go out of Darby, yeah, that will probably put paid to any chances they have got of continuing this brilliant run right through to the end of the season. So if I was the Derby administrators, you've really, really want an approved buyer announced with some promises made to get to the end of the season, just to promise to the players who are already there, look, stay, you can leave in the summer, whatever, and, give it a go. Callum, no interest for Hamer or O'Hare. So far, so good. We only had one day so far, Callum, of the transfer window. But yes, I made Gus Hamer my player, my go-to player for Coventry in my list of saleable assets. That video's up on the channel. Check it out. Semenyo drifting over to the left. Got Pring outside him. Pring comes inside, shadowed by McNamara. Good play by Pring. Switches it to the other side. Can they move the ball quickly here? Viner, good looking cross that, looking for O'Dowda. McNamara's busy over on that side. He goes out to close down Semenyo now. Semenyo, nice feet. Oh, lovely play by Semenyo. Dinks that one inside. Can't quite find Pring. Lovely creativity from Semenyo there, trying to... You know when you're watching a football match and you don't see the pass that the player pulls off, and you're like, oh, that's where you're going to put it. It was a great ball by Semenyo there. Just over hit it. Afobe, poor ball by him down the line. Billy Mitchell, friend of the channel, makes the run down the line. Can't quite get there. Jack would be at the Hawthorns, but COVID. Well, I hope you're okay, Jack. We don't want to get too COVIDed up, but how are your symptoms, Jack? Is it common cold, the Omicron? Are you feeling okay? Most people who've told me they've had it have had sort of one bad day and then cold symptoms after, which, fingers crossed, could be our way out if that's going to be as bad as it gets. Obviously, we know it affects different people to different ways, but we all want a way out, don't we? All optimistic. Andy, love the asset video. I think you got Darby's wrong. I'd say Lawrence is the best. Well, it's all opinions, Andy. If I were a buying club, would I want to drop a couple of million and take Tom Lawrence on his very big wages, or a couple of million and take Jason Knight? Maybe if I'm a parachute club and I want goals this season, someone to drop straight in, maybe Lawrence would be the one. But I don't know. Depends. Yeah, depends how you see it. Depends how you see it, doesn't it? Another one with his contract expiring as well. Lawrence over at Derby. Ball breaks for Saville in midfield. It's back with the centre-backs. Bradshaw's come short, knocks it back off. Good press by Bristol City, to be fair. Not going to get caught now, are they? Here's Ojo, who's already played one killer pass this game. That's all you need from your number 10, isn't it? Just sit in and do your running now. You created a goal. Essentially, you'll create a penalty. That's what you want. Can he do it again, Ojo? Good ball carrier. Good strength, actually, there. McNamara with a huge booming switch of play there. To Wallace, who brilliantly set up the first Millwall goal. Here is Mitchell. Wallace, Saville. Mitchell, keeping the ball well in central midfield, Millwall. Down the line again, give and go. Saville, good carry by him. A Phobe left channel with Tjelta. Knocked back to Wallace, who tries to come inside. Wallace on the right foot. Yeah, he got stars in his eyes then, didn't he? Bends it right-footed around the far post. Iain, top of the league for another week at least. Nice work if you can get it, Iain. If someone takes Derby's best players, that's just cruel. Well, unfortunately, as cruel as it may seem, that's exactly what happens every time someone's in administration. And I don't have an axe to grind on this, but do remember Darby took Nathan Byrne from Wigan while they were in administration. So it's just what gets done. Took David Marshall as well, didn't they? That's just the deal, I'm afraid. When the bargains are out, people will buy, won't they? Indeed. Jake, agreed. Lawrence, and if a championship team wants goals, there are better options. Not always about the best player on paper for both sides. Yeah, it's a good debate, isn't it? I mean, I do accept Andy's argument that Lawrence is a proven championship level player, and he's probably on a wage at Derby such where you could move a bit on transfer fee just to get the costs off the books, couldn't you? So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Just if I'm a buying club and I'm looking at Derby, I want one of those youngsters. Do you know what I mean? I want a 5-year contract, and I want Abasele and Bird or Knight, like I suggested, Buchanan, whoever. Do you know what I mean? Rather than look, I love Tom Lawrence. I'm an Ipswich fan, and he was really good for us. So there we go. Alex Scott down. That isn't good. He looks all right, Anir. He looks okay. What about Rooney's wage? Rooney's wage is actually all right in Derby's terms because that's on the books of sponsorship from 32 Red, isn't it? As I understand. So probably not even one of the bigger issues at Derby there, isn't it? Andy, what's cruel is Gibson taking us to court over loss of revenue. Don't start me on that. Yeah, I think I've given my thoughts on going back through history and going legal on it. I'm not really a fan of that, to be honest. But where do you stop is my thing. There'll always be somebody who's deemed to have done something wrong that somebody else could sue for. And I think we called it ambulance chasing when that first came to this country. The solicitors who will happily sue anybody when these ridiculous stories where someone burgles someone else's house and gets injured and sue the owner of the house while they're illegally theirs. Yep, ludicrous stuff. Ojo hits the free kick across the near post. Luke, who do I think Scott Parker will bring in the transfer window? Don't know, Luke. Looks like Steve Cook's going out, doesn't it? Back up for Solanke? I mean, there's no issue with goal scoring at Bristol City. They've got a good squad, haven't they? They're not far off having everything they need. So just sprinkling something else on is never a bad thing, is it? Providing you don't get add in Aspria to Beardsley and Ferdinand like Kevin Keegan did famously in 1996. And however brilliant Aspria was, it upset the balance of everything, didn't it? Rooney has been remarkably loyal to... Yeah, he's proved himself to be very useful to Derby, hasn't he? Here is James, wins that, gives the ball away, actually. Murray Wallace takes it off Vyman. Wallace powering forward. Ojo into the box. Good defending by Thomas Callas, who gets his body in the right place and sees that out for a corner. Forest Cats. The question is, Patrick Vieira really any good as a manager? We'll find out. Started well, hasn't he? Palace look decent, don't they? Ojo has it taken off him by Scott, who's okay after that. Little minute on his backside, looked hurt. Throw in down the left to Bristol City, which Pring takes. He gets it back off of Scott, who looks, speaking of very promising young players, he looks one of them. Kiefer Moore for me at the Cherries. Yeah. If we think Cardiff, Mark, are as broke as we think they are, then that might be a plausible thing if the Cherries are prepared to spend, which we don't think they've been a bit thrifty since they've been in the Championship. We think probably Ryan Christie and Ben Pearson the most expensive, but Pearson was contract running out, and they're all undisclosed anyway, aren't they? Blackburn game delayed. What's all this about? What's going on there? Big throw in by Viner. Good flick by Semenyo. Edge of the box volley goalwards by Benarous over the bar. I think, and this could be my ineptitude and looking around at 10 things, I think it's the first time I've mentioned Benarous in 45 minutes. I was looking forward to seeing him in play as well. But unfortunately, that little trio of Ojo, Saville and Mitchell have kind of had the better of that area of the pitch. Kenny, do I think Huddersfield can keep up their great run to get playoffs? I've got to be consistent with this and say, no, I don't think they will get playoffs. But if they do, good luck to them and well played, because that would be a great performance by Huddersfield. I had them down to be relegated, so you can see how much I know about Huddersfield. Wallace, it really is belting it down with rain there at Bristol City. Cross deflected, corner, Millwall. We'll have a look at the team news for all the other games. We're into stoppage time here. Ethan, have you ever got any autographs from any footballers? Oh, I could tell you some stories about autographs from footballers. Loads. You come to realise, though, the interaction and meeting them is better than the autograph in the end. Oh, corner in, and Hutchison wins the header. Puts it straight at O'Leary. If that's in the corner, don't think O'Leary, given how close Hutchison was into goal, is probably getting anywhere near that. Chance that for Millwall. Inside. I don't know how much stoppage time there was. We played 2 minutes. I assume there must be 3 if referee Hooper's keeping on playing. Tjelta clips that one into the channel, looking for O'Dowd. Well played by Hutchison. I think that's going to be it for the first half. Referee Hooper checks the watch. Białkowski, he'll be very pleased. He'll probably be apologising in the dressing room. But his mistake for the first goal, I do have to say, really well taken by Weimann after that. 2 things can be true. And then really good comeback by Millwall. They're going to go in at halftime 2-1 up. Bart's just killing the last 10 seconds of this half. All eyes on referee Hooper, and the whistle goes for half-time. Really good half of football, that one. 3 goals. Weimann, excellent goal by him. He's 10th for the season to give Bristol City the lead. 6 or 7 minutes into the game. Białkowski's mistake, but yeah, don't get it wrong. Touch, volley over the half volley over the keeper by Weimann. Good goal that. Then equaliser, kind of out of nowhere really, slid down the line. Murray Wallace doesn't look like a dangerous crossing position, but he puts in a beautiful cross, and it's headed in by Bradshaw. Then bit of quality by Ojo, just gets the better in central midfield, doesn't he? Slides it through, and it's Tjelta on a fove. It's definite penalty, isn't it? Yellow card, definite attempt to play the ball. But Benik Afobe steps up, dummies O'Leary, and makes it 2-1 at half time. Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. Entertaining stuff, I have to say. Get your comments in. Delayed 15 minutes due to queues outside the stadium. Who would have thought that, hey? Ask Blackburn fans in pre-season whether they would have thought there'd be delays to their games because so many people are trying to come along as they're trying to get into the automatic promotion places. Sensational stuff. It's David. We had a good one from him today, Annie, that the H in Ipswich is for hope and the C in Ipswich is for crap. Unfortunately, more crap than hope after the last 15 years. Stephen, Nathan Jones, December manager of the month undefeated. We should talk about Nathan Jones. 5.5-year contract for Nathan Jones. He has done a terrific job, hasn't he, since his return? I mean, I say since his return. He did a brilliant job before he left at Luton, didn't he? So, Oliver, that is weird. Won every game without Jed Wallace in the team. You get weird quirks like that. There was an argument that last time Fulham went up in 1920, they were actually good without Mitrovic, despite the fact he scored 26 goals. Or have I got the right number there? I did get the right number. There we go. Just checking my nerd notes on the wall. 26. Martin, is that right? Bradshaw, 7 goals in 9 games. That is decent form. Finally, I do feel a bit sorry for Bradshaw because he signed for what we think might be close to a transfer record at Millwall. Everything's disguised very well at Millwall in terms of undisclosed fees and contract lengths and things of that nature. But then he busted his knee ligaments really soon. I saw his debut actually up at Rotherham. Bradshaw, and never really got going. But if he's got 7 in 9, if Martin's correct there, he's in very nice form now going into this second half of the season. Behave, Frank. I'm not reading that one out. Right, should we look at some team news and you can get your thoughts in? I am gonna, that was very Suffolk, wasn't it? Head over to Super Sunday and we are going to switch attention to Villa and Brentford, the dearly departed Derby, and we'll keep across all of the Championship and League One on the other screen. Okay, I hope that's okay with everybody. Let's do some team news. We'll come to that one last if we're going to look at that game. Everton versus Brighton. And one name is going to jump off the page to you guys. Dominic Calvert-Lewin returns for Everton. That's great news, especially with my England hat on. What are we, 10 months, 11 months away from a World Cup? How ridiculous does that sound? Pickford in goal for Everton. Godfrey Keane-Holgate, Coleman Kenny, Gray Gordon, Alan Decore, and Calvert-Lewin. For Brighton, Sanchez, Veltman, Webster, Byrne, Cucurella, and Mwepu, Bissouma, Lallana, McAllister, Mopai, and Trossard up top. Just quickly bang through these Premier League ones. Get your comments in on anything you see or anything I say. And we will look at Leeds and Burnley. This is a big game. Do you know what? I'll start with the table rather than the teams on this one, purely because look down there. Burnley win. They're 2 points behind Leeds with 2 games in hand. Leeds win. They are 8 points clear of Burnley, obviously, the games in hand. But big game this. Big game up at Elland Road. For Leeds, Meslier in goal. Llorente, Koch returns to the starting lineup. Ayling in there as well. Good. Firpo, Forshaw, Dallas, Harrison, Rafinha, Click, Tyler Roberts up top. Any sign of Pat Bamford on the bench? No, he's having another one of those injury disrupted. It's not recurring seasons like he had in 18-19. For Burnley, Hennessy, Loughton, Tarkovsky, me, Taylor, former Leeds player Taylor, McNeil, Westwood, Court, Goodmanson, Wood, former Leeds player, and Lennon, former Leeds player. Plenty of them in there. Villa and Bees players now appearing out. I'm sure Super Sunday, I'll go to about another 10 ad breaks before that game kicks off. So we'll keep an eye on that. Get your comments coming in. Right, that's all my Premier League games done. We've got 3 Championship games to quickly go through the team news before all of these 2 o'clock kickoffs. Remember, Bristol City 1, Millwall 2, as Ivan Toney appears in my picture, just saying hello to the match officials. So is Sergi Canos there. Right, Birmingham QPR, Sarkic in goal for Blues. Friend, Colin and Sanderson. Castillo starts, interesting. Pedersen, Gardner, Sunyic, James, Troy Deeney, and George Hall. Anybody care to elucidate George Hall? Unfamiliar one to me. Dieng in goal for QPR, Dickey, Dunn, Barbe, Adoma, Wallace, Field. Gray will not play in midfield, will he? Willock, Amos, Dyke. So switch Gray for Amos and stick Willock off of that front 2. So it could be a Chris Wilder 3 at the back with a number 10 and 2 up top. Get your comments in on any of that. Let's have a look at Blackburn Huddersfield, which we think is going to be delayed. Am I making it up? Did someone say 15 minutes in the chat? Let me know how long this one's delayed for. We don't think it's going to start on time. Kaminsky in goal for Rovers, looking to go second, incredibly. Lenihan, Van Heck, Wharton. I'll say it again, when Wharton plays, Rovers win this season. Niambe, Pickering, Rothwell, Travis, Cadra, Buckley, and Ben Brereton. Diaz for Huddersfield, Nichols, Pearson, Lees, Colwell, Thomas, Toffolo, High, O'Brien, Karoma, Holmes, and Sinani. I think I've got one more championship to do, and then we'll jump across to the dearly departed game between Brentford and Villa, which I know a few of you were looking forward to. West Brom Cardiff is our last championship game. Keep your comments coming. Johnston in goal for West Brom. He's still there. Kipre, Bartley, Clark. Gardner Hickman, new contract for him this season. Yeah, well played to him. Breakthrough season for Taylor Gardner Hickman. Townsend the other side. Mowat, Livermore. Robinson, Grant. Tom Fellows. Help me out. That's 2 now. One for Birmingham. Was it George Hall? And Tom Fellows for West Brom. Some young players being, I assume they're young players because I haven't heard of them, coming into the championship. For Cardiff, Smithies, McGuinness, Flint, Nelson, NG, Giles, Volks, Rolls, Harris, Pack, and Collins. What we are going to do, I'll leave the League One games. Apologies. Who are the 2 games we've got? I can't even remember. They'll pop up on the ticker as Thomas Frank shakes hands with Gary Mack and all of the Villa staff there. We're going to make Brentford Villa, which is going to kick off in very, very short order, our main game, and we will keep an eye on everything else as it develops. Let me know what you're watching, please, guys. Can we get all the games covered? I assume we're going to have people on the red button watching all the different championship games. Keep me posted. Anyone keeping an eye on League One as well, too. Brentford and Villa has just kicked off. Let me give you the team news and then we'll focus on this dearly departed derby. Fernandez in goal for Brentford. David Reyes still not around. Jonas Lossell has been signed. Is he on the bench? No. Well, he's not the top name on the bench anyway. Sorensen, Janssen, Pinnock across the back. Still no Asia. Ruslev and Kenos wingbacks. Jensen, Norgard, Onyeka, Vies and Tony. So still no Mbomo up top for Brentford. For Villa, Martinez, no Mings today. Target, Hauser, Konza and Cash. McGinn, Louise, Ramsey. Traore gets a start. Ings and Emi Buendia, last season's championship player of the year. Let's get some comments going. What are we saying in the chat? There's one from Chris I wanted to read about that first half that's got buried all the way up here. Sorry, there we go. Quite a good game for one involving Rout and Pearson. Feel we deserved the lead after a bad start. Looked to have been first to the ball a lot. Apart from one ball, Ojo has been poor. Not over yet. What a ball it was, though. Chris, John, Blackburn pitch looking very wet and soggy. Hope it doesn't spoil the game. Yeah, plenty of rain around England today. I know when it's been wet because I can't walk my dog around the bit I want to outside unless I buy some wellies, which I should probably just get on and do. But I don't own any wellies. Right. What are we saying? Sean. Hey up, Ben. Welcome, Sean. Hope our lads realised the presents were last week. Yes. So says every football fan today. Stephen's watching Brentford and Villa. Has Forest Barnsley been cancelled? You are absolutely kidding me. Damn it. That was my tactical preview on Football 365. I wrote, hey, I hope he's got lots of clicks. Oh, dear. Deary me. Let us know which games you're watching. Martin's still watching Millwall for us. Hopefully we get all of the games covered as we await our first goal of the 2 p.m. kickoffs in the Premier League. Brentford Villa, which we're going to keep an eye on. Everton Brighton, Leeds Burnley, they're all 2 p.m. kickoffs. Saints Newcastle postponed. Huge title. Well, if Man City can let anyone anywhere near them, game between Chelsea and Liverpool. In the Championship, it's already Bristol City 1, Millwall 2, Birmingham 0, QPR 0, Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0, West Brom 0, Cardiff 0. And I believe I just saw a goal. Everton 0, Brighton 1. So we have an early goal in the Premier League. Brighton lead after just 3 minutes. Dunlop Wellies, $7.99 eBay. Did I keep the water out? I don't own wellies and I have an allotment. Very nice too. Stephen watching Everton Brighton. What happened? What happened? Let us know. They've just gone to Lee Hendry. Are we going to get highlights, being it's a Sunday? Are you going to show us the goals? Am I going to have to get descriptions from you guys in the chat? Alexis McAllister is the goal scorer. And to link that back to the Championship, he's one of the players that's ahead of Aaron Connolly that's allowed him to go out on loan to Chris Wilder's Middlesbrough. We got a free kick given against Sergi Canos in this one. We will get to grips with Brentford and Villa. They're just doing a VAR check on the Everton-Brighton goal for Alexis McAllister. Are they going to scrub it off, I wonder? In the words of Arsene Wenger, I did not see the incident. Looks like the goal's going to stand. I haven't heard otherwise anyway. So we think that's confirmed. I'm going to change the ticker. Everton 0, Brighton 1. Our first goal at Goodison goes to the Seagulls of Brighton. And Brighton lead, 1-0 at Everton. Do you know what? I'm going to do a live league table for that one. Apologies. You're going to get Brentford and Villa highlighted, but it is what it is. So Brighton will be going up to 8th as things stand. Everton, well, look, Leeds can go level on points with Everton today, and it's started off moving in that direction. If Leeds can get themselves in front, the ball is back with Fernandez of Brentford. Poor clearance by him. Buendia picks it up and he's forced a throw-in down on the left-hand side for Villa, which Matt Target is going to take. Target tosses it in to Ramsey. Poor touch by young Ramsey. And possession is back in the hands of the Bees. Brentford 0, Villa 0. Only one goal in our 3 p.m. Sorry, 3 p.m. It's only 2 p.m., isn't it? In our 2 p.m. kickoffs, and that has gone to Brighton. Everton 0, Brighton 1. In the 1 p.m. kickoff, it is Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. Bristol City led in that game, but go behind before half time. Vyman, Bradshaw, and Afobe from the spot, the goal scorers in that one. Here is Courtney Howes. Boots that one away for Villa. Not the best ball in the world. Ings flicks it on to no one in particular. And possession is back with Brentford. Sky Sports tell us that Villa are statistically, actually both of these sides are statistically the second and third, or the joint second, most likely to concede in the first 15 minutes of a game. So guaranteed no goals in the first 15 minutes of this game, despite both sides' propensity to do that. Here is Pinnock, the former Barnsley centre-back, who's done so well with Brentford. I thought he was going to go off the boil. He didn't start last season particularly up to the high standards he set the previous one, but here he is in the Premier League, going about his business. Sorry, I'm scribbling down teams at the same time here. This is the problem with overlapping kickoffs. Let's go to the comments. No other goals going in just yet. Let's read some of these out. Is Forshaw improving in the Phillips role? He's a good player. He's not Calvin Phillips, though. It is a downgrade. I quite like both of them in there, actually. I think they dovetail pretty well. But McGinn hits the shot over the bar. Most teams would miss Calvin Phillips, especially one managed by Bielsa. Can't watch the Leeds game, Ben, so you're the eyes and the ears. Surely we've got someone watching Leeds in the chat, haven't we? Surely. There's always Leeds fans here. Come on. Jake can't bear to watch it. Yeah, Burnley can be an uncomfortable watch. They will have chances. They always have chances. Douglas Luiz to John McGinn. McGinn to Ings, who's closed down by Onyeka. Here comes Ivan Toney. Decent tackle that by McGinn. Good battle between McGinn and Toney there. Ings picks it up. Ings back to Target. Target to Ramsey. Back to Target. And into Luiz. And McGinn again. Buendia. Out it goes to Cash. Buendia. Well, they know how to play Buendia. Close him down quickly, keep him away from goal. Brentford will know all about Buendia from his championship days, as we all do on the channel. Here's Ramsey. Buendia again. Ramsey. Good defensive shape by Brentford here. Villa moving the ball, but not getting anywhere fast. Big switch of play, though, by Douglas Luiz. Lovely first touch by Cash. I say big switch of play. Cash was offside by the look of it. There is David Raya in the crowd there. And Jonas Lossell, the new, we think, goalkeeper added to the pool. Whether he gets on the pitch or not, your guess is as good as mine. But first deal in the transfer window, really, for any team I cover was Lossell to Brentford. By the way, we've done a transfer update video, the first of probably 10 or 15 through January, focusing a lot on Daryl DK, of course. His big move to West Brom happened yesterday. Sky Sports News has shown me a chance for Bristol City. Ooh. It was Vyman. Looks like Hanno Masengo's come on at half-time as well. Vyman spun and hit the shot. Remember, with Vyman, when he scores one, he often goes on to get a second, doesn't he? He's already done that 4 times this season. So keep your eye on him. Buendia, nice feed for Ings. Ings into the box. Ings hits the shot deflected wide of the post. I say deflected. Good challenge by Mads Sorensen. There's Buendia. So good in those positions. Tight spaces, threading it through. Lovely ball. And to be honest, Sorensen bails out Pontus Jansson there, who gets beaten a little bit easily, doesn't he? And Sorensen comes in behind on the cover. Ings going for the far post. I think if he goes for the near post there, he's got more chance of getting that shot past the defender's corner to Villa. Jansson redeems himself by headering that away. First contact by Jansson, the big Swede, the former Leeds United player. Both Leeds and Jansson in the Premier League. Who'd have thunk it, hey? Villa probably edging this the last, 3-4 minutes? Buendia getting on the ball. McGinn kind of dropping in a little bit deeper than maybe we're used to and starting to make the play. Keep your comments coming. As I continue to make a note of the teams. Here comes Ramsey. Scored at Norwich, didn't he, where he carried the ball absolutely miles. Brentford's defence doesn't allow him to do that. Buendia tries to switch the play. That's going to go all the way out. I think he took a deflection, did it? No, it didn't. Brentford throw in. So 13 gone in the 2 o'clocks. Only one goal. Everton 0, Brighton 1. Alexis McAllister. The 1 o'clock kickoff between Bristol City and Millwall. No goals yet in the second half. 3 in the first half. Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. Pinnock. Jensen, Pinnock, Norgard, Jensen. Jensen knocks it back in to Janssen. Jensen and Janssen. If you know your football, you'll never get those two mixed up. Two very different profile of players. Norgard tries to play it through the gap there under duress from Douglas Luiz, and out it goes for a throw to Aston Villa. No. Question of the day. Greek Apollo. Hi. Why you only talk about English football, no Greek? I can talk about Greek football, but the extent of my Greek football knowledge is that Greek football is football that's played in Greece. I know nothing. Got some Blackpool transfer talk if you're interested. Always, Ryan. Get it in the chat and we'll discuss it. Here is Ramsey. Buendia. Luiz. Buendia. Oh, Buendia, what a bit of skill. Oh, it's brilliant from Buendia. Ings, what a goal! Oh, brilliant stuff. And Aston Villa lead, but there is a filthy assist by Emi Buendia in the build-up to that. It's a brilliant goal by Villa. Buendia with a pirouette and through ball. Oh, you love to see that. Lovely goal. 15 gone. Brentford 0, Villa 1. Look at that from Buendia. That is outstandingly good. Woof. Ings sticks it in the corner. But that is all about the assist from Buendia. Utterly brilliant from the Argentinian. Ings puts it in. Brentford 0, Villa 1. What about that assist, guys? Go out of your way to see that. That is just tremendous stuff by Emi Buendia. I think I missed another goal going in at exactly the same time. Someone will smarten me up on that. It's Brentford 0, Villa 1. Ings the goal scorer. Buendia, though, Just delightful play by Emi Buendia. As someone said in the chat there, a dearly departed legend. There he is. Most definitely, Tom. You are right about that. The boss of the championship for a couple of seasons. And Villa lead. It's Birmingham 0, QPR 1. That was the other goal. Uncle Albert Adoma has scored. Loads of space down the left-hand side. It's Wallace on the overlap. The cutback is sort of deflected back. That's really good from Adoma because he's playing right wing back and he's come across and got himself into the middle of the box. Birmingham 0, QPR 1. Are we going to get a glut of goals in our few games? Who knows? Who knows indeed? But a couple going in now. Brentford 0, Villa 1, which I saw firsthand. Ings with the goal. Buendia with a comically good assist. In the Premier League, that's... no, there is another goal, isn't there? Everton 0, Brighton 1, McAllister. Leeds 0, Burnley 0. Championship is now Birmingham 0, QPR 1, Adoma. It's still Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. And that game is going to be now coming up sort of 65, 70 minutes. Woof. Let's go to your comments. Rangers are a team, if you want a championship dark horse. Well, we renamed them the light horses, Iain, earlier in the season because everybody said they were the dark horses. But could be going back up into the top 6 now. Couldn't they? We'll see what Huddersfield do today. And then we'll see what QPR do without Chair, Dieng and Kake going to the AFCON. However, we've been talking about that forever, so I just want them to get on with it now. Going into Sky Sports, Forest bidding for Josh Bowler. Interesting. He's had a good start to the season. Good first half of the season for Blackpool. Hasn't he? Get in, says Dave. Uncle Albert Adoma. There's that goal again for Villa. Brilliant stuff by Emi Buendia. And the finish by Danny Ings, who knee slides into the corner. He's very, very pleased with that one. And so he should be. Great finish by Ings. Just good goal all round that by Villa. Apologies, Brentford fans, for my enthusiasm, but you love to see a good bit of skill result in a goal, don't you? Stevie Gerrard just talking to Buendia and Traore now. His two inside forwards. The game stopped, by the way. Jacob Ramsey getting treated. Pretty innocuous looking tackle there. I guess he's hurt his collarbone or his neck or something. Didn't seem to be an obvious impact. And it's going to be a restart. Are we going to have a bounce? No, it's given straight back to Brentford. And Pinnock knocks it out to Roslev. Brentford 0, Villa 1. Onyeka catches the in-form Buendia. Just treads on his foot there. Buendia in a bit of pain. He's going to run that one off, I think. Onyeka apologises. Buendia plays on. I think we kind of all prefer that, don't we? Iain, thank you for your gentlemanly coverage. I am a gentleman, Iain. You were a nice recent find. Iain will be very happy at the moment with the state of play in this one. Brentford 0, Villa 1. Thank you for your kind comment, of course. Forest bidding for Tom Holmes. What's going on here then? Everton 0, Brighton 2. Everton 0, Brighton 2. McAllister had given Brighton the lead after 3 minutes. They're now 2-0 up. And Rafa's problems at Everton, despite having Calvert-Lewin, his best striker, back, continue because he's 2-0 down. I suspect we should probably go to a live Premier League table, shouldn't we? We've got Premier League goals. How are they affecting the standings? As things stand, of course. That's not a very good view, is it? That's better. Brighton, well, looking good for the win now. 2 up in the first quarter of the game. They're currently 8th as things stand. Villa going to move on to 25 points. And we all know about Villa since Stevie Gerrard has arrived. They've lost to Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea. They've beaten everybody else. Which, if you're a Villa fan, probably be pretty happy with that. If you're doing so well against... Here comes Ramsey into the box. Ramsey onto the right foot. Good hold by Ramsey. Target now, crossing position. Target closed down well by Roerslev. Ramsey could have probably done a little bit more with that. It has to be said. Interesting. Iain, comment of the day. My super streams are the stuff of legend. You love to see it, don't we? Lenny, perfect timing for Evan to make a change and give us a hammer in on Saturday. You love to see it. Steve, would anyone like Ollie Burke? I'll drive him to you. You can drive him to Ipswich, Steve. We'll take him. We'll take him, my friend. Gerrard is a good manager. Appears to be so, Baz. Appears to be so. Corner Villa. Douglas Luiz right-footed from the left-hand side. One arm up. In swinger incoming. Floaty to the back post. Houser's there. Ramsey's there. Big pull on Konza's shirt there by Sørensen. Be careful. That seemed very obvious. But all moves on. Dan Burn is the second goal scorer for Brighton. Everton 0, Brighton 2. Although, are they VAR checking that one as well? Who the hell knows? Konza, Hauser, Ramsey. He picks up some nice positions, Ramsey, doesn't he? Got an elusive sort of central midfield type. Either that or the Brentford centre mid is playing too deep. Buendia goes down. I don't think he was fouled. And Roerslev clears it down the line. Tony chasing that one down. And Courtney Howes gets it back home. I don't think whatever VAR was going on at Everton-Brighton has affected the score. It's Everton 0, Brighton 2 still, we think. Yeah, they just re-showed that shirt pull by Mads Sørensen. And look, if you're going to slow-mo everything and give penalties for shirt pulls, then it's a penalty. I don't particularly want to see that so much, but I wish players would stop pulling one another's shirts. As Courtney Howes nearly scores the own goal of all own goals. Oh, we got a penalty in the Everton game. Have we? Who's got a penalty? Oh, it's been missed. Who missed it? There we go. Ben, will Ipswich put in a bid to sign Bon on a permanent? Yeah, I think they will, actually. Whether it's a cheeky low ball naughty bid or a more substantial one, who knows? Calvert-Lewin missed a penalty. What's going on there? I thought Calvert-Lewin's back. That'll be Everton sorted. No, they're 2-0 down and he's missed a pen. Deary me. Corner to Brentford. Matt Jensen's going to take it. In it comes right-footed, headed away. And it's going to be a throw-in to the Bees. 25 gone in the 2 o'clocks. Probably worth checking in. Have we got anyone watching Bristol City and Millwall still tuned into the stream? Let us know what's going on with that. That must only be sort of 20 minutes from the end now, or close to. Throw in to Brentford. Mads Sørensen's going to hurl it into the box. Jensen and Douglas Luiz are having some Royal Rumble stuff. Luiz is just trying to stop Jensen from blocking Emi Martinez, the Villa keeper. And the ball goes to Janssen. He gets first contact, but out it goes for a goal kick. Happy New Year, Nat. Absolutely. Right, let's do a quick sweep and let you know how everything is going. So, in the Premier League, Brentford 0, Villa 1, Ings. Everton 0, Brighton 2, McAllister, Burn, and a missed penalty by Calvert-Lewin. Leeds 0, Burnley 0 in a must-win game that will undoubtedly now end up in an unhelpful draw for both teams. Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. There you go. Martin is still watching. 64 gone. Thanks, Martin. How's the game shaping out, Martin? Fill us in. Are we having a chance for Blackburn? Kadra in behind, hits the crossbar. Blackburn looking to go second. Delayed kickoff at Blackburn, by the way. And they've just hit the bar. Long ranger from John McGinn. He's good on the left foot from there, isn't he? Anyway, Bristol City 1, Millwall 2. And we think just over 20 minutes left in that one. Vyman for Bristol City. Bradshaw and Afobe, both the front two scoring for Millwall. Birmingham 0, QPR 1, Uncle Albert Adoma. Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0. Looks like that one kicked off. What's the time? It's 27 past now, and it kicked off. So it looked like it kicked off about 15 minutes too late. Baggies 0, Bluebirds 0, West Brom 0, Cardiff 0. And League One does not start until 3 p.m. We got Morecambe, Doncaster, and Shrewsbury v Sheffield Wednesday. That is about the size of it. Bye-bye, Rafa, if Everton lose this badly. Ooh, Matt Jensen on the half volley there. Smashes that one over the top. James, I like high-pressing football. We have none of that. Maybe Birmingham a little bit static in their approach and their closing down. And we're going to see a chance for West Brom. Callum Robinson, curler. I think that's tipped around the post by Smithies. I'm just going to put the fan on, guys. Apologies if that becomes a bit noisy. Let me know. Batesy, do you think teams will pick off most of the players at Derby if they still haven't found a buyer? There's a greater than 50% chance of that happening on the basis of history, unless some promises can be made and put in writing with a new approved buyer. So yeah, we'll see. Lee, have to say, been impressed by Buendia. What a player that guy is. God, what an assist, eh? Getting warm, Ben. Yeah, I am. Spring-like here in Bedfordshire. I come out of these big, long streams. I've got two lights pointing at me up there. Sometimes a little bit hot and sticky, I have to say. Josh, who do you think Ipswich will sign this month? Send us linked with lots of loans. Surely, Josh, there'll be a Manchester United under-23 player coming. Surely. Here is Pontus Jansson. 30 minutes up. Brentford 0, Villa 1. A beautiful goal by Danny Ings and a beautiful assist by Emi Buendia. Stephen Gerrard, can he still play? He's got the ball. He's passed it by hand, obviously, to Matt Target. I think the yellow card is coming out. Frank Onyeka has got his back turned and pretends to be surprised as referee Pawson brings out the yellow for a little, I don't know, is it the little foot on the back of the calf of Buendia? Oh, Ramsey puts it in low. Buendia tries to control the shot. Onyeka makes the block. Target, Buendia again. Louise. Target. Louise, oh, nice no eyes ball attempted. Norgard reads it. Onyeka, sticks it out of play. Villa are playing this quite well at the moment. Frustrating one for the Bees of Brentford. Throw in to Villa. Pretty quiet in the Championship. Only one goal since 2 p.m. Keep your eyes on the Bristol City and Millwall game. In fact, we've just gone back to Courtney on Gillette. I wonder if she's got a chance to show us. Bristol City 1, Millwall 2, 70-25 on the clock. Assuming my other TV's not too far behind. Norgard. Roslev tries to take on Target. Honestly, didn't look like he was getting by him, did he? Target sticks out for a throw-in. Callum, Cov, Stoke, Blackpool all made inquiries for Leeds midfielder Stuart McKinstry. Yeah, a few good youngsters in that Leeds system now, isn't there? They've signed a few, actually, as well. Give me another long throw-in for Brentford. Mads Sorensen going to take it. Will VAR ever come into the Championship? Yeah, absolutely it will. It's a matter of when and not if. Oh, nice flat cross looking for Johan Visa on the back stick. Nothing doing. Let's see another chance for Blackburn on the other screen. Or are we? That's the biggest non-event of a chance I think I've ever seen. A free kick straight into the keeper's arms. Yeah, maybe they got the wrong clip there. A lot of teams looking for promising young talent. Just difficult with that loan market whilst Omicron is still going. People are really going to want to wait until the end of January before loaning people out, aren't they? We'll see. Money talks at the end of the day, doesn't it? Money talks. Money talks. Money talks. Dirty cash, I want you. Dirty cash, I need you more. Remember that song? If you're my age. Pinnock, long throw. And we have just had 2 goals fly in simultaneously. It's Bristol City 2, Millwall 2. And very surprisingly, it's West Brom 0, Cardiff 1. How about that? I think many of you would have had that in your Championship predictions. Right, we've gone back to Courtney on Gillette as Bertrand Traore tries to amble his way through to see and hear about this Bristol City equaliser. 2-2 at the gate now. It's knocked inside to Masengo. Masengo crosses near post. And what did I say? Whenever he scores one, a second one usually follows. For the 5th time this season, Andy Vyman has scored 2 in a game. It is Bristol City 2, Millwall 2. And if he keeps this up, he's going to be going for some kind of record in terms of doubles. Certainly, if you come up with some weird stat about doubles as compared to singles, he'll definitely be up there because he's only scored 1 once. And he's now scored 2 in a game 5 times this season. We've gone to Johnny on the spot at West Brom to tell us about a James Collins goal for Cardiff. So really, you would have needed to play your joker on this one. West Brom 0, Cardiff 1. Collins, the former Luton player, is the goal scorer. Set play. Oh, that's too easy, isn't it? Really poor goal from West Brom point of view. Straight from a corner. First contact header from Collins, who doesn't run. He's kind of a standing jump, and Sam Johnston gets a hand to it, and it still goes in the corner. West Brom fans will be most infuriated, to use a non-sweary word, about that goal. Right, are we all up to date on the ticker? Bristol City and I need to change West Brom 0, Cardiff 1. There we go. Get your comments in. Let me just I always say get your comments in and then waffle on for another 30 seconds. But I'm going to do it anyway. Let me bring up the live Championship League table. So have a look up in second. Blackburn, any points for them. Even at 0-0, they're moving into second today. But they've won 9 in 12. They're going to want to win this one. They've already hit the bar. West Brom are behind, which is good news for QPR, who would go within, not even within 1 point. They go level on points with them. Good news for Blackburn as well, if Blackburn can get themselves in front. Millwall were heading for 36 points. They're now heading for 34. Millwall and Bristol City level. Really, really would be a hell of a win for Cardiff if they can do it. And they would move 6 points above the drop zone on 25. If they can hold out, the Daryl DK unveiling at halftime in the Hawthorns is going to be a bit of a damp squib now, isn't it, hey? With the Baggies behind against Cardiff. Ings receives that beautifully. Oh, lovely play by Ings. Out to Traore. Traore into the box. Good block by Sergi Canos. He wins the throw-in as well. Good play there. Oh, big chance for Huddersfield. Who was that arriving? Possibly Dwayne Holmes? It didn't look like Danny Ward, who'd want to be arriving on it, but point-blank header, point-blank save. We expected goals in that one. Blackburn, Huddersfield. Both sides are in the top 6 for goals scored in the Championship this season. And both sides going close so far in the first half. We're probably going to be coming up to 10 minutes of normal time left at Bristol City. That one is 2-2. And we've got a lot of Leeds supporters watch this channel, and they're going to be very, very happy. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. On 39 minutes, Leeds have the league in a very big bottom 6, bottom 5 even, I think, maybe. Well, not when we look at this table, because I suspect Leeds are going to jump up a couple of places. But Leeds lead 1-0. I promise I'm going to go to the comments in a minute. But stuff just keeps happening, doesn't it? And Leeds have the lead over Burnley. And as things stand, look at that gap. We've spoken about a low tide in the Premier League. Look at that. You've got 4 teams there well under 1 point per game. And potentially Leeds are going to be 8 points clear of the relegation zone, where they may have been nervously looking for the last couple of months, probably, Leeds fans. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Jack Harrison is the goal scorer. Struggle for goals without Pat Bamford. Chilling in the bar, listening to the great Ben Bloom. I endorse that description, Nat, absolutely. Please, if I can give a plug, please hit the like button if you're watching. Literally if you're watching on your phone, it's right there in front of you. Hit it, or on your iPad. Bit more effort to move your mouse if you're watching on your laptop. Even more effort on your smart TV. Don't bother, eh? But wherever you're watching, however you're watching, hit that thumb up, hit that like button. We're about 5 minutes from the end of the half here. Hopefully, we'll get a bit of an overlap and I can watch the last 5 minutes of Bristol City QPR. I think they're a few minutes behind, so we'll try and hit the red button and head over for the end of that game. 2-2 at the moment. Who's going down with Norwich, Watford and Burnley? Oh, who's going down with Norwich? Semicolon, Watford and Burnley, question mark. You tell me in the chat. You tell me. Referee Webb not letting the game flow. Not good, James. Not good. Reslev, Pinnock. They've gone back to Johnny at the Hawthorns on Sky Sports. So we may have a chance to look at in the West Brom Cardiff game. Disappointing one for West Brom. They are behind Could be an important win down at the bottom for Cardiff. Norwich, Watford and Newcastle to go down, says Steve. Now, whilst we don't want anyone to fail, do we? But I run a championship channel and Newcastle are a very big club. We could have them featured on the channel next season. Imagine that, hey? Newcastle are toast. Burnley will survive. Iain. Jake, having the lead favours us typically. Big advantage. Good news for our Leeds friends. Luke can see Newcastle bringing in 6 or 8 players in the window. Oh, there is the equaliser at Brentford. Johan Visa curls it into the corner. They haven't much been in the game, but Visa from the edge of the box with the left foot has equalised on 42 minutes. Brentford 1, Villa 1. Visa looks down the camera, blows a kiss, and he is a happy chappy. It's a good goal. Roslev down the right, knocks it inside. Touch with the right foot. Oh, it's a great goal. 2 really good goals in this game. I love the way he changes his body shape here. Just receives it with the right foot. It's a lovely touch. It's a great goal by Visa. And it is Brentford 1, Villa 1. And I suspect we'll have some Villa fans who probably thought they were in control of this game fairly well. Thomas Frank gives it the celebration. And Visa has equalised for Brentford. Third of the season, says Sky Sports. Brentford 1, Villa 1. Worth. Newcastle v Sunderland. Well, don't underestimate Sunderland's ability to not get promoted out of League One, even though they're looking very good at the moment. Tom says the same thing. Oh, we'd like that. That'll be a watch along, wouldn't it, hey? Great goal, Brentford. It was really good. 2 really good goals in this game, actually. And it's been a good day of football, this. That first half we watched between Bristol City and Millwall was quality as well, wasn't it? Callum, Newcastle will splash the cash in January to stay up. Will can see Burnley going down. Good mixture of opinions in the chat on the relegation zone. Some people think Burnley will definitely stay up. Some people think it's their year to go down. Visa's goals per 90 must be ridiculous. Delayed pilot, you cannot guarantee, you cannot say something like that without me going and checking, can you? So, of course, I'm going to do that. And 142, he's only started 2 games and he's got 3 goals now. Oh, so, yeah, they haven't updated that, but there you go. So he's played about 200 minutes and scored 3 goals. So, yeah, it's very, very good indeed. Splashing the cash guarantees nothing. Look at Ipswich. Iain, that's quite a dislikable comment, my friend. Would you like to tell me how much you think Ipswich spent this summer? And we can review that. And then maybe look at Chelsea and Manchester City, who've spent billions, and stop commenting on my team in nefarious ways like you have been now for a few months, my friend. Let it go. Enjoy being top of the league, Iain. QPR forever. Said it all before. Depends on who Newcastle signed. It can go, it can go wrong. As Iain says, splashing the cash does guarantee nothing. But, yeah, stop obsessing about Ipswich. It's getting a bit boring now, isn't it? Don't talk to me about Sunderland. Oh, God, yeah, 5-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. I think Borough v Newcastle and also Sunderland will be deep. Well, hey, Borough might be in the Premier League next season. Who knows? Who knows, indeed. Andy, Iain's digs been... Believe me, Andy, Iain's digs are always spotted. I ignore 9 out of 10 of them. But, yeah, you have to fire back in the face of such winding up, doesn't it? There we go. Wages, my friend. What wages, Iain? What wages? Give me an amount and then give me your evidence to prove that you actually have any idea what you're talking about. Go on. Tell me what the Ipswich players are being paid and then tell me what your evidence is and we can have a conversation. Or you can wait till the accounts are published and we actually know rather than speculating about things that we don't know. Deary me. Ipswich have budgeted well. I hope so. Should be a good fixture between Chester. Stop winding me up about Ipswich, you lot. believe me, I'll dig back about your teams. Oh, Bristol City 3, Millwall 2. A fifth goal even at Ashton Gate. And Bristol City, well, I say they look like they're going to be nicking a home win. They've dropped points from more positive positions than this season. But they lead Bristol City 3, Millwall 2. Worth. And we will find out who the goal scorer is there in a topsy-turvy game. Bristol City 3, Millwall 2. Have him, Ben. It's not a fair fight because I've got a microphone and nobody else has. But there we go. I will defend my team against such scurrilous accusations. Alex Scott, does it cross the line from him? No, Vyman again. Vyman's got the hat trick. He's not going to get a double. He's going to get 3. Woof. Goodness me. Vyman with the hat trick. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. Cole Pep, I like Ipswich, but I do believe Ipswich have the most expensive squad and wage bill in League One. They may do, but you don't know that until the accounts come out, do you? So, look, if we see all the accounts for Wigan and for Sunderland and for Pompey and for Oxford and for Charlton and for anybody else you care to mention, but until then, you're guessing. Anybody is guessing. Football accounts are reported after the fact, and unless you work in a club's office, I will not believe you. Frankly, it's all guessing. Guessing. Which isn't really the way to have a debate, is it? Andy Vyman, hat-trick for Bristol City. Unbelievable. Let's have a look at the live league table and we'll see how Bristol City are doing. In terms of league position. There we go. Bristol City going to go up to 14th. Millwall led 2-1, and it looks like they are going to be getting 0 points from this game as things stand. Still in the top half, but Bristol City going to be going up to 14th place. Woof. Right. What are we saying here in the chat? I'm not guessing, dude. Yeah, you are, Cole. Give me your evidence. Give me your evidence then. Go on. And then I'll believe that you're not guessing. But that doesn't win the argument. That's like when Gareth in the office goes, I saw her first. And Tim goes, yeah, that's won the argument, hasn't it? So in a minute, Cole, who knows all the wage budgets of all the League One clubs, is going to tell us what they are. Because he's not guessing. And he knows, apparently. So we're all ears, my friend. Let's get into it. Luke, Everton in the Championship can't happen again. No. I don't think so. Right, let's do a quick sweep. And there we go. Half-time now. Brentford 1, Villa 1. 2 good goals in that game. Everton 0, Brighton 2. Rafa in trouble. Calvert-Lewin missed penalty as well. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. There's going to be an 8-point gap between Burnley and Leeds if that stays the same. Chelsea-Liverpool later. Southampton-Newcastle postponed. Bristol City 3, Millwall 2. And do you know what? Shall I go on to the red button and we will have a look at the last minutes. Oh, no, I need to change over to... Gillette, don't I? Oh, but that one's not in HD and it will look rubbish, won't it? It's amazing how spoilt we get. Everything has to be HD. There we go. Sorry, let me get off there. In the Championship, yeah, Birmingham 0, QPR. Oh, for God's sake, all the red button is... How do I get to Bristol City, Millwall? There we go. Come on. I want to see the last minute of this game. Sorry, Championship wrap-up. So 3-2 Bristol City Mill. We're trying to watch the end of that. If I click the right buttons and can actually learn how to use this blooming remote, we can do it. Birmingham 0, QPR 1, Adoma, Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0. Delay on that one. West Brom 0, Cardiff 1. We're in stoppage time. I'm on the red button, so it will be a little bit behind. But if anything big happens in stoppage time here. Josh, why are people so bitter towards Ipswich? It's almost as if they didn't like to bring up we sold. I know, it's ridiculous. I think the most galling thing, Josh, for people accusing Ipswich of splashing the cash when Ipswich literally systematically refused to break FFP in the Championship and as a result just gradually got worse and worse and worse and got relegated because they didn't splash the cash and Evans put in like £6 million a year to pay for the debts, whilst an interesting transfer window was James Norwood on a free or Alan Judge on a free. That was the transfer window. We sold Daryl Murphy and signed Leon Best on a free. And then Ipswich going to League One, released 20 players and then signed 20 players. And all of a sudden they're splashing the cash. And Ipswich are the example of a team that splashes the cash. Deary me. Wrong one, if you ask me. Really, really poor example. When there are Championship clubs, Stoke have just lost 80 million in one window. Bristol City, who I'm watching now, £38 million losses. But there we go. We're going to cite Ipswich as an example of splashing the cash. Corner for Millwall, in it goes and cleared out. There we go. And also, a lot of talk about wages, and I'm going to swear, is a lot of bollocks, and nobody knows. Nobody knows. You get these rumours come out of what someone's paid. They don't have a clue. It's just rumours, lies, rumours. Some of them are sometimes close, but in the main, my take is I'll look at clubs' accounts and I'll judge money on clubs' accounts. Otherwise, yeah, I know we've all seen those leaked things of John Arne Reese's payslip or whatever, but yeah, I don't think League One is the place you want to be looking for problems with people overspending in football or, quote, splashing the cash. Put it that way. Here is Malone, crosses in, cleared away. Iain, apologies, Ben. I meant the digs to be light-hearted. I certainly didn't mean it. The problem is, Iain, my darling, and I am your friend, is that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 light-hearted digs are equal to probably more than one real stiff dig, if you know what I mean. It's like the totting up process with fouls. You do get a yellow card in the end, and sometimes that approach is even worse. The slow and steady, gentle prodding is even worse than someone just having a real dig, isn't it? Because it feels a bit more targeted, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. There we go. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. And, of course, I am entitled to my reply, aren't they? But there we go. 92-22 on the clock here. I think we're a couple of minutes behind. I haven't got a full time. In fact, I can tell you we're 55 seconds behind. But it looks like Bristol City are going to be getting the win here. I think in actual real life, there's 30 seconds left of stoppage time. And the ball is out of play for a Bristol City throw-in down in the corner there. Burnley to be covered weekly in 2022. Who knows? Who knows? Let's not talk about Rangers getting it wrong where we're in front at St Andrews last season. Still hurts. No problem there. Iain, message received. You're all right, Iain. It's all good fun, isn't it? All in the spirit of debate. As I say, anyone's entitled to their opinion. Of course, I'm entitled to my opinion back. And I do say, please leave your bias at the door. But obviously, I'm predisposed to try and defend my football team from any scurrilous accusations. And also, believe me, there's certain sets of fans that deserve to be picked on, and there's certain sets of fans that have had it really, really bad for a long time, put it that way. I think Rotherham have had 6 promotions, Iain, haven't they? In recent years, in the last few decades. Ipswich have had 1 in 30 years. And 2 relegations. No. Yeah, and 2 relegations. So it's not been the greatest time, put it that way. Right, we have full time now at Bristol City. So I don't know why I'm watching these last 15 seconds, because I know no one's going to score, even though it looked like Bristol City were just going to go through there. Gary Rowett shaking hands. There is Nigel Pearson there. I couldn't see him in the... Yes, I can. Yeah, Rowett and Pearson and all the staff shaking hands, all ready to go. A big 3 points there for Bristol City. They trailed 2-1, but came back to win. Both sides coming from behind to lead in this game. But it's Bristol City that had their timing spot on, and they get the win. Let's have a look at the numbers in that one. Andy Vyman, who's been a real star for Bristol City, getting a hat-trick. There are the numbers. Yeah, fairly tight game. And look at the big chance count. Millwall 2, Bristol City 0 on that one. So we think some penalty box decisiveness in terms of Bristol City that gets them the victory. And a 3-2 win. And quite a normally good defensive team, Millwall, aren't they? Conceding 3 in a game. There we go. Gary Neville has appeared on my screen. Nice to see him talking about football for a change, isn't it? Good old Gary on Twitter has become a little bit, what's the word? Outspoken. But then, which is allowed, of course. I have to be a free speech absolutist, and not only when it suits me, don't I? There we go. Jack Rodwell approves of this conversation. Of course he does. Yes, another one rumoured to have signed a very big contract at Sunderland. I'm sure his tax return will reveal all, but we think he was very well paid, don't we? Hogan and Bellingham on second half. Is that what you want, or what's actually happening, James? I wonder. We are at half-time in most of our games now. There was the one game at 1 p.m, which was won by Bristol City, won 3-2. Andy Vyman with a hat-trick. We're at half-time in most of our other games. Let's do a quick little sweep in the Premier League. It is Brentford 1, Villa 1, Everton 0, Brighton 2, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. And the half-times in the Championship, Birmingham 0, QPR 1, Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0, West Brom 0, Cardiff 1, Morecambe and Doncaster 3 p.m. kickoff, Shrewsbury, Sheffield Wednesday 3 p.m. kickoff. Dave, super chat, super sticker. Thank you very, very much. Very kind. You can support via super chat, but just keep your comments coming and thumbs up in the likes. Iain, what is that? Is that all the Rotherham promotions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there you go, Iain. I would love to do a survey whether Ipswich fans would swap places with Rotherham post 2005, because I bet they would. I bet they would for all of those. I know there's been relegations, and I know Rotherham have been down in the 4th tier, but can anyone beat that for promotions? Is there any club who's had more promotions? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and possibly 9, top of the league in. Can anyone beat that for promotions? Rotherham in the last, what is that, 40 40 years going back. Brilliant. I think great team to support. Rotherham, tremendous stuff. Joseph, do I think Sunderland are going up? Well, it looks like they're going up, but it's looked like they've been going to go up in the last few seasons, hasn't it? And they've not managed to get there. So I will keep my powder dry on that. David, taking off Ojo through the game, a Rowett mistake. Yeah, Norwich actually might be one. So Norwich have been promoted twice recently, 3 times recently, 4 times this century, I think. To get promoted in the late 80s. I'm trying to remember when, mid 80s maybe. I don't think that's as many as Rotherham, but it's still loads for Norwich. It must be 6, mustn't it? Possibly. Pass. Stephen, Nathan Jones signed a deal, wants to lead Luton out in their new stadium. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Right, the players are coming back out for the second half. Fulham, there we go, 7 in 40 years. Close. Bristol City, much better second half after subs. Very open. We failed to capitalise. Came under a fair amount of pressure at times. 1 point dropped, absolutely. Good win for Bristol City, mad game. Norwich finished 3rd in the early 90s. Yes, they did. I remember it well. I think they were up for about 10 years, though, weren't they? I'm trying to remember. I know they went down in 95. Norwich were quite unlucky, actually, in 95. They went down when 4 teams were relegated, weren't they? Having finished 3rd only a couple of seasons before. That was before we really got this closed shop, ridiculous sort of financial situation where you could have teams like Blackburn. I know Blackburn had loads of money, but Newcastle, Forest all came up and then were right at the top of the Premier League, weren't they? It doesn't seem to happen so much now. Steve, Sheffield United, there you go, 7 promotions since the mid-80s. John, have you seen transfer news regarding Laird? Apparently he's due to be recalled and loaded out to Bournemouth. Really? That's very interesting. We've seen a couple of examples of that, haven't we? With Conor Gallagher was at Charlton and then recalled and sent out to Swansea. So Swansea might be getting a taste of their own medicine if John's right there. And Reece Norrington-Davies was at Luton and then recalled and sent out to Sheffield United. I don't much like it as a practice, but hey, what are you going to do, hey? Any Premier League team that played in the Premier League but only played in old Division 1 that you know of? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Luke, more specifically. Never played in the Premier League. Yeah, I think Fulham 50. I think Brentford would be the one, wouldn't it? I'm trying to think who's become good in the last 20, 30 years. Bradford? Or would they have played in the old Division 1? Blackpool? Pass. There we go. Iain, all the promotions, only 1 championship, the old Division 4. Playoff specialists, though. Wouldn't it be nice to be playoff specialists, hey? Ipswich, 8 playoff appearances, 1 win. I think only Darby can equal that. I think Preston are really bad in the playoffs. Where would we be without Vyman, says Anir? 19th, probably. Second half of Brentford versus Villa. Brentford 1, Villa 1. I can probably do a reset of the teams without going to the split screen. Let me just do this set play first. Oh, no, it's a goal kick. So Fernandez in goal for Brentford. Pinnock, Janssen, Sorensen, Roslev, Canos, Onyeka, Norgard, Jensen, Visser, and Tony up front. Here comes Canos down the left. Canos clips it in, looking for Visser, headed out by Courtney Howes. Roslev, dreadful shot by him. Out it goes for a goal kick. For Villa, Martinez in goal. Target, no Mings, so Howes, Konza, and Cash. Midfield, Ramsey, Lewis, McGinn. Up top, Buendia and Ings, who combined just beautifully for the opening goal. And Bertrand Traore What are my thoughts on Birmingham this season? Erratic Harrison. In need of a sort out, I think would be my thoughts. Speaking of a sort out, it's West Brom 1, Cardiff 1. West Brom have sorted out their position in that game. Well, sorted out the fact that they were losing in that game. They're now level. West Brom 1, Cardiff 1. We will find out about that goal in a second. I'd like Vyman at Fulham. I'm sure you would, because Fulham don't need any more quality attacking players than they've got already this season. Sheffield United aren't exactly brilliant in the playoffs. So now there's a few teams. I think Preston, Ipswich and Derby are probably the worst, aren't they? Preston are awful in the playoffs. 8 times before we won. Oh, they have won 1. There you go. I tell you who's kings of the playoffs. Burnley, I think. They've been in it once and they've won every single game and haven't conceded a goal. Something mental like that. In League One, Morecambe 0, Doncaster 1. Interesting. We'll have a look at the league table there in League One in a sec. But Callum Robinson is the goal scorer at West Brom. Lovely feed through. Oh, it's a good goal. There's a big arm up for an offside. There's a sort of reverse ball played through from central midfield. I didn't quite see who played it through, but Callum Robinson goes through and dinks the ball with his left foot, just lifts it. It's Carl and Grant. They are a really good pair in terms of setting up goals for one another. Here's Cash, by the way. Cash crosses it in low. Aidan Barlow is the Doncaster goal scorer. I did say we'd have a look at the live League One table. And there you have it. And you can see how important that goal is. Because look, Doncaster 22nd, Morecambe 21st. And if we add on the 3 points, which they've done in the live league table, that puts Doncaster 1 behind Morecambe and only 3 off Lincoln. So Doncaster moving in the right direction. Gary McSheffrey has got the job permanently there as manager for Doncaster. Obviously, Darren Moore left, didn't he, for Sheffield Wednesday. And who was it? It was Wellens had a poor time, didn't he, as manager there. Think Villa signed Vyman as a 16-year-old from Rapid Vienna. That must have been a fair wee while ago. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Is that the Doncaster goal? It's about 50 chances to clear it. And Aidan Barlow runs off like he's just bent one in the top corner from 30 yards. Bless him. There we go. I'm doing my lines. I shouldn't regenerate. If I want a gif of Bart Simpson, Iain, doing his lines on the thing. Iain, it's all opinion. It's all fine. You're entitled to yours and I'm entitled to mine. And you've been a great supporter of the channel. So no lines for you, Iain. Get out of detention. It's all right. He's not in the naughty corner. Don't worry. We love Iain. There you go. There's a good stat. Most promotions. So Grimsby, Cardiff, Notts County, Birmingham. Interesting. I thought Rotherham, Sheffield United, who was spoken about, Norwich might be higher. But there you go. Grimsby are your kings with 14. 52 gone. Brentford 1, Villa 1. As we said, West Brom are our most recent goal scorer against Cardiff. Although, actually, no, that Doncaster goal came just after, didn't it? McSheffrey off to a good start. Coventry legend. Buendia tries to bend that one into the far corner with that right foot. How much does he miss by? Not a lot. As a little boy sat behind the goal, not wanting that ball to hit him. Goal in the Premier League. Everton 1, Brighton 2. Everton 1, Brighton 2. Everton have got one back up on Merseyside. Brighton 2-0 up quite early on in that one. Everton have won back. Now, Preston have never been in the Premier League. It's about 50. I think over half the teams in the 92 now have been in the Premier League. Now, I think were Brentford the 50th or something? I can't even remember. Oh, there's a giveaway. Here's Buendia. Buendia into the box. Lovely feet by Buendia. Oh, he keeps hold of it. Ramsey. Oh, they just got bodies back there. Brentford. Oh, no. Bad news for the dearly departed. Leeds 1. Burnley 1. Burnley equalise on 54 minutes. Leeds 1. Burnley 1. I mentioned the spectre of an unhelpful draw. Maxwell Cornet, here's Traore. I bet the flag's going to go up. Traore puts into the side netting. Anyway, Maxwell Cornet has equalised. It's Leeds 1, Burnley 1. That is not ideal. Leeds were looking at opening up an 8-point gap. Traore is miles offside, by the way, for Villa. That's not going to happen now. And Brentford are level. Leeds 1, Burnley 1. In the Premier League, let's just have a look at the live league table. Everything's on a bit of a knife edge in the Premier League now, especially with those two recent goals going in for Everton and Burnley. Have a look down there. So Burnley now move on to 12 points. Oh, that's a nice ball into the near post, looking for Frank Onyeka. Can't quite get there. So Burnley, more importantly for Burnley, is that Leeds don't stretch out by another 2 points, really, isn't it? Proper 6-point of that one. Everton getting back into it. Villa and Brentford level, you can see there in 12th and 13th. Burnley staying up. West Brom score, Leeds concede right at the same time. Ideal for me, says Desert Toon. Yep, totally agreed with that one. Good news. Tony tries to get away and get the header on goal. Cornet, absolutely. Good player, actually, Cornet for Burnley, isn't he? Playoff Miller's fact, 3 finals, 2 wins and a defeat. We've scored twice on each occasion. One player scored both goals. Ryan Taylor, extra. I was there for Richard Wood scoring both his goals there against Shrewsbury in 2018. I can't remember my years anymore. Deary me. Adrian, there you go. Another Newcastle fan hoping for a draw in that Leeds-Burnley game. There you go. The Burnley fans will be happy. The Leeds fans won't. And the Newcastle fans will be even more happy than both of them put together, I think. Although the Newcastle fans know they've got to start winning. It's all well and good looking at other people's results, but you've got to win your own games, haven't you? But, hey, we'll see. There's a strong idea that Newcastle will win the transfer window. Put it that way. Leeds 17 shots, Burnley 5. Wow. Right, let's get a bit of a focus on Villa and Brentford. Here comes Target down the left. Buendia, Ramsey, Howes, Louise, Traore, McGinn, Louise on halfway. Brentford back in shape. Louise, Howes, Ramsey. Who can play through? I'm looking at you, Mr. Buendia. Everyone behind the ball. Here is Buendia. Gives the ball away, in fact. Here's Ivan Toney, who gives the ball away. Argument, the two best players in the Championship there last season, Toney and Buendia, both giving the ball away in short order. Cornet blowing his own trumpet. Well done, Mr. E. The dad jokes are out in force. How many players do you think Newcastle will bring in? Says Harrison. 5, I think. 5 for Newcastle. And probably 2 or 3 expensive ones as well. Will, Sofa score saying Preston Stoke postponed. Interesting. I'd wait and see for clubs to go, I have to say. Alisson, Firmino and Matip out for Liverpool. And Klopp, not there either. Interesting. Big game, Chelsea-Liverpool at 4:30. We will be off air by then, by the way, so you can watch that one in peace without me. I suspect I will not be allowed to watch that one after spending 2.5, 3 hours on the Superstream. West Brom just missed the sitter. They're looking for the winner. There, it's 1-1. Cornet making the same impression as McNeil last season. Has anybody watched the Harry Potter 20-year anniversary thing? I've seen it advertised about 1,000 times and haven't managed to watch any of it yet. It's been advertised on Sky right now as I speak. COVID in Liverpool. Sounds like it. Substitution. Looks like Baptiste is going to come on for Brentford. Matthias Jensen is going to come off. Did anyone see Charlton's mistaken tweet? Of course I did. I retweeted it, David. Newcastle win the transfer market. They own it. They might do this window. There's owning the transfer market and owning the transfer market. They don't want to get taken for mugs because everyone knows they got loads of cash, do they? Shandon Baptiste in for Matthias Jensen. Baptiste in for Jensen. Former Oxford United player, signed at the same time as Tariq Fosu. Newcastle won't win the transfer window. They will buy it. They're going to try to. Here's Traore. 60 gone here. Brentford 1, Villa 1. Traore. Oh, nice feet by Traore. Feeds it into Douglas Luiz. Clipped over. Target. Oh, tried the volleyed cross. I think it was Ramsey arriving in the middle, who he was trying to pick out. And if he had managed to just get that laterally across the goal, yeah, Stevie Gerrard knows that. There was a nice tap in for Ramsey, but couldn't get his angles right. It's a difficult cross, to be fair. Harry Potter, 2 to 3 hours long. Oh, crikey. I've got a 4-month-old baby, so I can only watch 10 minutes of anything at a time, for God's sakes. Iain looking tight in National League for playoffs. 9th to 2nd, separated by 4 points. Sounds like the Championship, doesn't it? Worth. Newcastle will take time. Haven't got a lot of it, Baz, have they? They haven't got a lot of it. Ungentlemanly conduct. There's plenty of ungentlemanly conduct in the chat today. Lots of flagrant disrespect and banter. You love to see it. Louise. Ramsey. Target. Buendia. Ings. Blocked shot. Looks like Buendia and Ings are getting a good little bit of connectivity going there. We all remember Buendia and Pookie, just lethal partnership, weren't they? Lethal partnership. Everton fans would be glad Leeds are drawing as well. Yes, indeed. Can they get another goal? Hollywood FC might make the EFL. Salford might not be Sky's darlings next season. You know where Sky are going, Iain? Most bums on seats, most eyeballs. Buendia rising at the back post, glances the header wide. For the sake of the integrity of the Championship, I hope Newcastle stay up. Are you suspecting 110 points for Newcastle next season if they do come down? Possibly. Fun fact, Fosu and Baptiste were both in the Reading Academy. Interesting. Disrespect and banter in the chat. Get in there. Get in there. By the way, no disrespect. When I say disrespect, that's me bantering. I always accuse people of disrespect because I find it funny. That's disrespectful. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? What was the Charlton tweet? It was a spelling error of the word shot involving an I. See if you can figure it out. As it stands, only 10 points from 6th place to 14th in the championship. Worth. Here is Howes. Boots that down the line. Janssen heads it back, but Ramsey picks it up. Oh, is that going to break for Villa? Good tackle by Sørensen. That's not the first time he's bailed Pontus Janssen out. Here is Godas. When did Godas come on? God, I paused then, didn't I? Sorry, my bad. When did Saman Godas come on? Not like me to miss a substitution. Yeah, Godos is on down the left for Canos. 10 minutes ago, apparently. My bad. Sorry. I was kind of staring at the screen thinking, who is that? Who is that? Deary me. Still 1-1. Sky and Salford have a conflict of interest. Sack Neville or dock Salford points. That might be a little bit harsh. Dear oh me. Anybody with interest in football teams, there wouldn't be many people punditing on the telly in the end, would there? Please leave your bias at the door, hey? Cash slides in, throw in to Brentford. Let's do a quick sweep so we all know where we are. 25 minutes to go in the 2 p.m.s, which is all the games, apart from Bristol City, who beat Millwall, and the 2 League One games, okay? So it's Brentford 1, Villa 1, Everton 1, Brighton 2, Leeds 1, Burnley 1, and Birmingham 0, QPR 1, Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0, but that is about a quarter of an hour behind, isn't it? West Brom 1, Cardiff 1. We're only in the first half in League One. It's Morecambe 0, Doncaster 1. Shrewsbury 0, Wednesday 0. Headed away by Janssen. Godas heads it back to him. I don't think he wanted it there, did he? Oh, West Brom just thinks Carl Bartley's just flicked one right-footed from the corner. The camera's gone on Matt Clark, but I think it was Bartley. Just trickles past the post. Throw in to Villa in this one. Matt Cash is going to take. Down the line it goes. Surely Sørensen fouled his man there. John McGinn. I guess the linesman thought 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Here's one for Tony to chase. Too much on it. And it goes out for a throw-in. Tony doesn't even look back to acknowledge the passer. Who was it? Was it Baptiste? Yeah, just put too much on it. Difficult pass, to be fair, but hey, Tony evidently has high standards for the service he expects to receive. And why not? After all the goals he scored the last 2 seasons. Villa are taking their sweet time over a lot of these set plays now. I wouldn't have thought they were here for a point. I would have thought they would have think they could win this one. And here they come with Target. Target slides it inside. Roslev tries to clear it, blocked by Buendia. Buendia, a little poke through to Target, tries to reverse it to Ings. Good defending there by Brentford, standing up to the Villa attack down the left-hand side. Morecambe 0, Doncaster 2. That gap is well and truly looking like it's going to close up in League One. Morecambe 0, Doncaster 2, which is very unprofessionally not updated by me on the ticker. There we go. Flagrant disrespect to our League One friends there. My apologies. Morgan Sanson is going to come on for Jacob Ramsey. Straight swap, I'd imagine. Sanson, number 8. On for Ramsey, number 41. In left central midfield, if you know what I mean. Keep your comments coming. So I haven't read one out for a while, have I? Johansson on, Gray off. Dapper, he will be delighted. He's not had a lot to be delighted about. None of the Doncaster fans have this season. Not been good. Not good at all for Donny, who were like 3rd or something this time last year, weren't they? Or maybe a few weeks before. Traore, oh, that's a poor giveaway. Visa. Norgard looking into the channel and cleared by Villa. Cash just gets one left on him and he stays down. I think he just gets a blow on the right ankle there by Goddess. Goddess might get booked for that, I think. Bit clumsy, bit dangerous. Don't think he has been, actually, so play on. McGinn into the channel. Bertrand Traore is offside again. As he has been 2 or 3 times this game. 70 gone here. Brentford 1, Villa 1. All the other scores ticking along the bottom there. Everton 1, Brighton 2. Leeds 1, Burnley 1, Saints Newcastle postponed. We're just going to see the second Doncaster goal. Driven finish goes through the keeper though, doesn't it? Dan Gardner, left-footed, puts it in. Donny lead 2-0. And it looks like it's going to be a bad day for Morecambe. 2-0 down at the Mazuma. Do you think Bournemouth and Posh will be on the red button? Might even be live, Luke. You never know. Well, we wondered whether Everton could come back. They've gone 3-1 down. Everton 1, Brighton 3. Lee Hendry's now describing that goal on Sky. And it's Morecambe 0, Doncaster 3. And they've only played 30 minutes at that game. Incredible lead being accumulated by Doncaster here. Remember, both of those teams in the bottom 4 in League One. Everton are in real bother. Those Everton fans are not going to let this game end quietly, given the bad run they're on. They will voice their dissatisfaction, I guess, with the current form. McAllister has got his second. And speaking of second and dissatisfaction, it looks like QPR are going to win at Birmingham. Birmingham 0, QPR 2. QPR are going to be going back into the top 6, and Birmingham fans are not going to be pleased with this. They just can't get going this season, can they? Ever since Chong got injured, honestly, they've kind of tailed off and had little periods where they've looked like they were improving. But let's have a look at the Live Championship League table, which is now a very good one if you're a QPR fan. There you go, up into 5th, Rangers, as things stand. Of course, Blackburn and Huddersfield level, which is probably the result that West Brom and QPR both want, both sides dropping points as things stand. We're about to see the goal. Chris Willock, what a great player he is the goal scorer. And that is a brilliant goal by Chris Willock. He's right out on the left-hand side of the area. He runs inside James. He beats him easily, shapes up into the box, takes one glance into the middle to make out he's going to cross it, bends it in the far corner. What a great player Chris Willock is. And I will point out he was my most saleable asset for QPR in my transfer window video from New Year's Eve. Birmingham 0, QPR 2. Good individual goal. Willock, great solo goal to put QPR 2-0 up. What a run, what a finish by Willock. Excellent goal. Benitez for the sack. Could well be. There's your goal of the weekend. Maybe so, Callum. Maybe so. And Willock already stepping up in Chair's absence. Absolutely. Damn, I just missed the last Doncaster goal. I wanted to see that. Said nobody ever. I'm going to rewind. I want to see that. Doncaster are 3-0 up in 30 minutes. And I missed the goal. So I have to rewind it on my mobile phone because the remote's. Olowu with the goal. Although I need to press play now, don't I? Oh, I'm getting in such a muddle, guys. Sorry. Now I have to fast forward it a bit because I've gone back too far. Yes, I am a technical Luddite, of course. Right. There we go. Sorry, I'm about to get a look at this Doncaster goal. Work down the left. In it goes to the back post. Yeah, just nodded in by Olowu. And it is 3-0 to Doncaster, who look like they might be having their best day of the season. Here, Martinez just tipped one around the post for Villa. My bad. Wasn't paying attention. Corner, Brentford 75 gone. Brentford 1, Villa 1. The camera is on Tony and Janssen. In comes the corner, right-footed, headed away on the near post. And down the ground it goes. Kiefer Moore not in the squad. Who knows? With Omicron at the moment, you can't tell, can you? Who knows what the reason for that is? Oh, Everton 2, Brighton 3. Everton 2, Brighton 3. Interesting old game going on there at Goodison. They're not going down without a fight, are they, Everton? They were 2-0 down and then 2-1 down and then 3-1 down and now 3-2 down. Can they get level? Birmingham 1, QPR 2. Chucks Anike, who didn't start, did he? Has come off the bench to score. Ivan Toney has got a yellow card for Brentford. Birmingham 1, QPR 2. We thought QPR were home and host, but Birmingham scoring just a couple of minutes after. Anthony Gordon is the Everton goal scorer. We had him on loan in the Championship, didn't we, at Preston? Chucks Anike is the goal scorer for Birmingham. Alex Mowat, red card for serious foul play. That sounds like a straight red to me. Serious foul play, that is endangering opponent excessive force. So maybe we'll get a look at that. Tackle Leeds 2, Burnley 1. A good goal for the dearly departed there. Leeds go 2-1 up. A glut of action and good news for our Leeds friends. Leeds 2, Burnley 1 in that key game. Some treatment going on the pitch for Villa. Checking someone's shoulder. Their face is shielded. I can't tell you who it is. Who's the Leeds goal scorer then? Anybody? Stuart Dallas? Leeds go 2-1 up. I want to see this. I'll go to the live league table in a bit. I just want to see the West Brom incident and the Birmingham goal. We have gone to Bianca at Birmingham. to tell us about the Birmingham goal. Sunjic plays it out wide, crossed into the box. They let it bounce. Anike does well, actually. He controls it and then slams it into the roof of the net. And hopefully, as long as I don't want to see anyone getting hurt, we'll see what happened to Alex Mower at West Brom, because he's been red carded. Do me a favour, guys. Check the ticker. Make sure I haven't missed any goals down there. I think I've got them all. We've gone to Johnny at West Brom. So what does Mowat do then? Oh, God, yeah, just dives into a tackle, doesn't he? And the red card is going to come out. And the ref's going to do that annoying thing where he explains why and then pulls out the red. Mowat walks away, red carded. And Roy Keane is actually right. I heard him say it on Sky Sports. 90% of serious foul play tackles are when the player in possession of the ball has a bad touch and then jumps in to try and win it back. He's dead right about that. That's exactly what just happened to Alex Mower. Janelt has come on for Onyeka. Vitali Janelt has come on in central midfield. So the Brentford central midfielder is going to finish the game. Very different to the one that started the game now with Baptiste and Janelt in for Onyeka and Norgard. 10 to go, plus stoppage time. We'll go to live league tables in a sec. Matt Cash has been caught by Saman Ghoddos. Not for the first time, has he? Mr. Reliable strikes again. I assume we're talking about Stuart Dallas. There, Lukaku not in the Chelsea squad. No, not surprised by that. No Stoke v Preston. Has that one been cancelled, did someone say? I don't know. How much would Bond cost from Ipswich to come to the Championship? How much would Bond cost from... do you mean to go to League One from the Championship? You'd think QPR won at least half of what they spent, which was £2 million, which is a lot for a League One team. Mowat, dear me. Cash, Mowat on the brain, swings the free kick in. Konza heads goalwards. Some really nonsense play acting there in the penalty box. We'll move on from that. Not good. Not good at all. Pint glasses, yeah, I do need to get them added on the merch store. Do you know what? I'm not going to write that on the notebook where I turn the page. Look, there's a whiteboard there. I promise I've just written on the whiteboard and that. They'd be good giveaway prizes, wouldn't they? Right. Let's go to the live league tables. So there was good news for Leeds a few minutes ago. Let's see how that manifests itself in the live table. And if I press the right button, you can see the 8-point gap we've spoken about a few times there between Leeds and Burnley, and very much a sense of a low tide. And if any one of that bottom four goes on any kind of run, they'll be able to leave the other three in their wake, because it's a very poor standard in terms of points per game down there. We think 35 to survive in the Premier League, and no one's really getting anywhere near that. It's a chance for Roerslev, drives in near post. Roerslev with the rebound! Oh, he's put it in the back of the net! And Mads Roerslev might have got the winner for Brentford. He hits the rebound first time with his left foot. It's Brentford 2, Villa 1. They've come from behind, and the Bees lead with 8 minutes to go. Roerslev is the goal scorer. Woof! Brentford 2, Villa 1. How about that? Let's have a look at the replay. A good save by Martinez. It's very good from Roerslev on the rebound there. He's just got to keep his head, control that. Target's out of the game because he went to close down the first one. They can't react quick enough. Matt Cash just stood slightly behind the line. If he got his position right, I wonder... Oh, no, that's unfair because he's running back in behind. He just runs past it. Roerslev is the goal scorer. Brentford 2, Villa 1 in the battle to be the top dearly departed side. Brentford are leading at the moment. First goal for... Oh, he looks absolutely made up, Rurstev. You know when someone's trying to hide a smile and they can't hide it? Good on him. He's scored and he's put Brentford at 2-1 up. Worth. I told you I was nervous about our supremacy. It's gone the other way, Iain, hasn't it? Gone the other way. 2-1 B's, Rurstev. You have to admire Thomas Frank and his team. You do. You do. Tony's enjoying that one. Absolutely. Squeaky whiteboard sound. Yeah. Not the nicest, is it? It's like my voice, isn't it? The sound of scratching nails down a chalkboard. By the way, there's loads of you watching in the chat, I can see. Please hit like. Hit the thumbs up button. See if we can bring a few more to join our lovely community here. So we are about 6 or 7 minutes away from stoppage time starting in most of these games. We did a quick once around the live Premier League table, but Brentford actually scored whilst I was on the split screen, didn't they? Oh, here's a chance for Villa. Ings, good save, and the rebound is poked away by Janssen. Oh, could have been the equaliser. Good game. God damn it, good game. There you can see Brentford switching places with Villa now as things stand, going on to 23 points. And Brentford, and I'm sure Bees fans are very pragmatic after the last couple of decades they've had. 23 points, that's another 10, and you're looking like you're one game from safety. Guaranteed safety, we think, especially with that low tide this season. Corner goes in. Foul, surely, on Fernandez by Douglas Luiz, who's screaming at the ball boy. I don't know why he doesn't think. Fernandez, there's 25 cameras on you. He's going like this to the ball boy, like, slow down. Like nobody's watching. But there we go. Everybody does it. Doesn't make it right, but everybody does it. Before we got promoted, we'd never beaten Aston Villa. Since we got promoted, I don't think we've lost up to this point. Only played him twice, haven't you, Tony? What was it? It was a draw at Villa Park, wasn't it? But could be the first victory. Birmingham with a great chance to equalise. After a half an hour of this game, I thought Villa were outclassed. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, actually, Mr. E. Villa were on top at that point and leading, weren't they? So... Iain, please subscribe. Not everyone is as badly behaved as me. You're great, Iain. Don't worry. But yeah, please subscribe. Good old Brentford. Absolutely. Brentford will be nowhere near that bottom three. And no, they're not at the moment, are they? I just think that's the standard they're going to be judging it by. As much distance as they can in between. There's still going to be runs of defeats, as with every promoted team. But they're doing our dearly departed proud this season. We'll take 1 point from safety now. Oh, God. We played that game a lot. Would you take 1 point from safety with one game to go? Compared to where you are now and the possibility of being miles clear. But there you go. Cardiff have scored a lot of late goals this season, so maybe. Well, and they're playing against 10, Infinity. Relegation candidates in the Premier League slowly getting reduced. I totally agree with that. That's not a good thing, and it is a good thing. What I mean is, on the one hand, you want, if you're in the bottom 3, 4, you want as many teams in the scrap as possible. Pull everybody down, everyone trips over everyone. On the other hand, it can be a good thing if you just get 4 teams with a crap points total, and then you don't have to be that good. You just have to be the best of that bad 4. Here comes... who's that come on? 17. Sorry, I'm so behind with the substitutions today. Trezeguet, my bad. Trezeguet come in for Traore, and he was running through, trying to get on the end of that. And I thought, did they bring Watkins on? He's not around. There's Trezeguet, number 17, for Villa. Not quite quick enough to get on the end of that. 88 gone. Brentford 2, Aston Villa 1. In all of our other games, we'll do a quick sweep. So it's Brentford 2, Villa 1, Everton 2, Brighton 3, Leeds 2, Burnley 1, Saints Newcastle postponed, Chelsea Liverpool kicks off at 4:30. Yellow card comes out for Douglas Luiz. Bristol City 3, Millwall 2 was a full time from a 1 p.m. kickoff. Vyman hat-trick. Birmingham 1, QPR 2, Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0, West Brom 1, Cardiff 1, West Brom with 10 men. League 1, Morecambe 0, Doncaster 3 after half an hour. Shrews 0, Wednesday 0. What is badly behaved? Basically, anyone who mentions Ipswich in disparaging terms. No. We welcome all opinions. Just remember that the reverse opinion is allowed to be said. But we do believe in freedom of speech. And we do believe it's possible in our chat to disagree with someone in the chat and not to call them names and poke them in the eye and pull their hair and all that mean stuff. If we stay up, Fulham and QPR come up, I look forward to all the derbies, all the complaints about being too many London clubs in the Premier League. Absolutely. Loving that 8-point gap right now. You bet. You bet. So happy for Jensen to finally be able to play Premier League after so many years stumbling. Absolutely. No complaints. They'd be there on merit. Absolutely. Is mentioning Mark Ashton badly? Absolutely. It's not an echo chamber. Yeah, that's what we want, Baz. We really don't want this to be an echo chamber. I would hate the idea someone would not want to come to the chat because they think we're all slapping each other on the back and saying the same thing. If the chat is all saying one thing and you disagree, disagree. Honestly, please. We tend to learn more in conversation when people do disagree, because when somebody disagrees with you, you have to revise your own opinion, analyze what they say. As long as you do that, as long as you just don't go, oh, I think this, I'm not even going to listen to that. So no, we very, very much encourage people to disagree as long as it's done in a civil, polite and non-contrarian way. Disagreeing for the sake of disagreeing doesn't work for me. But if you hold an opinion, you hold an opinion. And that's what we like to see. I won't read that out, but it's got a John Walk mentioned in, so that will always get read out. Wonder if anyone will go in for Cole Stockton this month. Yes, I would imagine they will. Let's see if he can do an FA Cup giant killing goal against Spurs. That'll put the value up, won't it? I love to hear other views. We need that. Yeah, but what's a huge fee for Morecambe? Yeah, will it be more than they make from the game? I don't know what they'll make. I'd be guessing. I don't know what they'll make from the game. Matt Pennington has scored for Shrewsbury against Sheffield Wednesday. Former Leeds and Ipswich loanee Matthew Pennington has got the goal to give Shrewsbury a 1-0 lead over Sheffield Wednesday. Remember, we're only coming up half-time in those League One games. We are in stoppage time now. I'm looking at Matt Murray. He is 1 minute into stoppage time in that Leeds game. We're nearly 2 minutes into 5 minutes of stoppage time as Villa search for an equaliser with the corner. Buendia heads down. Good save. Really good header by Buendia. It went up in the air from the corner. Buendia attacked it and Fernandes tipped it around the post. That's an excellent save by Fernandes. Good strong hand, pushes it away for a corner. In comes the corner. Fernandes flapping, but he was fouled, says the referee. Who's the ref in this game? I've forgotten. See if I can find out before the chat reminds me. Referee Pawson. Leeds 3, Burnley 1, home and host. Leeds United are going 8 points clear of Burnley. They've gone 3-1 up in the 90th minute or stoppage time. Brilliant result for Leeds. Good news for our dearly departed, I have to say. Leeds 3, Burnley 1. Awaiting the goal scorer, but Leeds are going to be 8 points clear of the relegation zone. Cash heads forward. We are 3 minutes into stoppage time, 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining here. Of course, if I don't say minimum stoppage time, someone will correct me. Dan James in the 92nd minute. There's always a late goal. Always a late goal. But will there be a late goal in this game? Esri Konza and Ivan Toney chuntering away to each other. Konza, of course, a former Brentford player, but he was there before Toney arrived, so they never would have played together for Brentford. Louise, horrible free kick. McGinn tries to make something of it. He's done well, actually. Howes puts it across, and Janssen sensibly just slides that out for the corner. And Aston Villa's goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, is up for the corner. Who's going to mark him? They go mainly zonal, actually, Brentford, don't they? So he's completely free at the moment. In comes the cross. Fernandez punches away. Martinez is still up. They've recycled it. Trezeguet down the right. Trezeguet's done well. Into the box. Trezeguet goes down and he dived, didn't he? I'm going to use that horrible word. Where is the Villa keeper? He's managed to get himself back. Drama here. Toney, brilliant first touch. Oh, Toney! Oh, he tries to catch Martinez way out. Be interested to see Trezeguet. Let's have a look here. It was a lovely bit of skill. Turns inside. God, it's a horrible dive, isn't it? It's poor from Trezeguet. Holds his face, and we play on. Oh, dear. I don't want to pile in on one player, but that's just nonsense, isn't it? And he could have crossed the ball into all his outfield players and the keeper in the box there at that point. Not good. Not good at all. We've played the minimum stoppage time now. I think our late goals come at Leeds, and I don't think we're going to get any more, are we? Although as soon as I say that, one will probably pop up. We are 15 seconds over minimum stoppage time. Rafa the Gaffer shakes hands with Graham Potter. He has lost. Everton 2, Brighton 3. We're still going at Brentford. Cash attacking. Godos pokes it away. And there is the full-time whistle. It is Brentford 2, Villa 1. And Brentford are accumulating the points and looking good for survival, aren't they? I think they're going to be 12th now. We'll look at the live league tables in just a sec. Thomas, Frank, pleased with that one. Leeds 3, Burnley 1, full-time. I think I saw West Brom 1, Cardiff 1. Full-time as well. Can Blackburn, who are 15 minutes behind, can Blackburn still get that winning goal later in the game? £5 super chat, Steve. Would I rather fight one? I don't want to go anywhere near a full-size John Walk. He's too good. He'll mug me off. But thank you very, very much, Steve, for your super chat there and your John Walk mentions. You love to see it. Right. Let's get straight into the results, and then we can look at the tables. I think we're at full time in all the Premier League games. Not confirmed yet in the Championship that we are at full time. So let's just focus on the Premier League until we get full times through from the Championship. I'm pretty sure I saw West Brom was a full time. Brentford 2, Villa 1, Everton 2, Brighton 3, Leeds 3, Burnley 1, Saints, Newcastle postponed, Chelsea, Liverpool later. So a good day for our winners, Brentford, Brighton and Leeds. Let's have a look at it's not even a live table now, the fully formed Premier League table. And there you go, Brighton in 8th. Look at that, 7 points in 3. They're on a very nice run. Brentford displace Villa. Brentford 12th. And at the halfway mark, they've got 23 points. 35 normal average to survive, we think. They're projecting 46. Looking very good for Brentford. Steven Gerrard loses his first game to a team that's not Liverpool, Man City or Chelsea. Interesting. Sorry, I've got to read this out down here. Birmingham keeper has gone off with a hand injury. George Friend in goal. Interesting. We'll see if QPR can put some pressure on that. Of course, they are leading, aren't they? 2-1 in that one as we await full time. We're getting some nice WWE stuff between some of the Cardiff staff and the West Brom staff at the end of that game. Don't know what's going on there. Sam Johnston's looking emotional. Aidan Flint. In fact, both Sam Johnston and Aidan Flint have been red carded. So I don't know whether they've taken it too far. Straight red for both players. Do you get 3 matches for foul and abusive language? Which is what's come up there. I don't know. Birmingham 1, QPR 2, full time. Right, let's focus on the championship because I think we've got in the main full-time scores coming through now, and we're not going to get Blackburn Huddersfield in the next minutes. Can Blackburn do it, I wonder? So what's the deal here? Why the fisticuffs at the end? I think we're going to see everything that happened. Big Val's going mental as he always does. James Collins is holding back Ishmael, who's taken a run. What is he doing? Oh, I think Big Val's going to be in trouble after this. Marlon Pack actually rightly is, although he used language which I'm not allowed to use here on YouTube, gently telling Ishmael to remove himself from the pitch. Poor old referee in this one. And Aidan Flint and Sam Johnston are getting in trouble. I'd imagine, they've both got red carded. I'd imagine Big Val is going to be in trouble. Ref bottled a clear pen at the end of the game. Do you know what? I didn't look at the actual decision. So I will tell you what I think of that refereeing call. Normally, it's not a clear pen, is it? Normally, it's very, very debatable. But I'll give you my opinion once I see the incident, in the words of Arsene Wenger. Let's rewind back and see what actually happened in terms of that penalty shout. Emotions running high, let's just say. Right, I'm going to hit play and we're going to see what happened at the end of the game. I'm just going to move away from the mic so I can look closely. Apologies, the remote's not working again. My bad. Oh my God, sorry. I've wound past it twice now. I have to press quite hard. Okay. Right, I'm now going to have a look at this penalty call. Well, Pack has his arms around the West Brom attacker, who then throws himself down very, very easily. So, am I saying clear penalty? No. Have I seen them given? Yes. Did the player go down really easy? Yeah. Was it a foul? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I need to see a replay on that one. Personally, I don't want to see penalties given when, there's some contact and the player throws himself down. But I also don't want to see players with both their arms around attacking players. Anyway, the penalty didn't get given and 2 players have been sent off and Big Val went mental, didn't he? Remember, West Brom had a player sent off earlier in that game as well. Right. Sorry. Championship table, for God's sakes. So it was a good day for QPR, who went up to 5th with their win. Look at that, 3 wins in 5 as well. In decent form, QPR. And they now lose Chair, Dieng and Kake, but they've still got Willock, haven't they? Moving on. Who else had a good day? Bristol City move up to 14th. Cardiff took a point. And Blackburn still, if Blackburn were to score, they would go on to 48 points. They're still playing against Huddersfield. Delayed start in that game. Worth, I think we have covered just about everything on the Sunday Superstream. So in the Premier League, very good day for Brentford, for Brighton, and for Leeds. And a good day, really, for the dearly departed. I know we've got Norwich marooned down there, and Watford as well, actually, to be fair. But Villa, Brentford and Leeds both winning. In the Championship, as I said, good day for QPR. Could it be a very good day for Blackburn? Can they get a goal in the late stages of this one? I'm going to shoot off now. Benny asked, am I watching the big one? I might I might give it a bit of a look, but I get a little bit footballed out after I've done the stream and need to go and walk Enid around outside in a buggy for a little while. So thank you, everybody, for joining me in the stream. Brilliant stuff. Thank you for your comments all the way through the afternoon. Look, we'll be back with Dearly Departed. That'll probably be, I'll probably film that early tomorrow or something, and we'll get that up. Oh, no, we can't do Dearly Departed until Monday, I don't think. We'll figure that out. We will figure that out. No. Yeah, I will be doing Dearly Departed tomorrow. Championship review will be on Tuesday because of the way all the games are strung out. Hopefully, we can get a look at Reading and Derby tomorrow, because that is a huge game, isn't it? Right, thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the lively debate, as ever, in the comments. And it's a lovely big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.